Stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. How are you? We're on every day from 3 to 6. And then after 6 o'clock, it's John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. And that's where you listen to what you missed. So it's the same as the radio show. So you can listen to the whole thing all over again if you want. And we're live on YouTube, live on X. So we have video running right now. You can join us there, get in the chat room, subscribe, become a member, youtube.com at John Kobylt Show. No, wait, youtube.com/at John Kobylt Show or something like that. All right. Well, you know who we have coming on in just a half an hour? Valerie Amezcua, the mayor of Santa Ana. Guess what they do in Santa Ana? Don't tell Karen Bass this, but the mayor of Santa Ana has a program where they go up to vagrants on the street and they give them a choice. You want drug treatment, mental health treatment? You want shelter? You want to go back and reunite with your family? We'll help you. You want to stay there? We're going to arrest you. And they'll keep doing it. Every time they're released from jail, if they go back to the street, they'll be approached again, given the same choices. They'll be arrested again and put in jail. We're going to talk with her about this. Apparently, everybody likes it except the activists. And, of course, some of the drug addicts. But everybody else, the normal people, they think it's great in Santa Ana. So we're going to talk with, you want to hear this. It's like an alternate universe, right? You just drive 50 miles down the freeway and you have Santa Ana is a real city, hundreds of thousands of people, and the same Democratic politics, entirely different policy. You tell me which way you'd rather live. So that's coming up after 3:30. Dolly Parton was one of my favorites.
She was. Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
She really was. I used to love country music from that era. Listened to it a lot. Was even one of my stations played a lot of country music. So I was even a country music disc jockey.
You know, I also worked at a country music station.
I was going to say, you were a real country music disc jockey.
I wasn't really a disc jockey, though. It's a long story.
Yeah, I know.
Very.
One of your radio stops.
Yeah, exactly.
But you met a lot of country stars.
I did.
And Deborah's just posted on Facebook a photo of her and Dolly Parton. And you ought to see this photo.
Thank you.
You and Dolly had a couple of things in common.
She was so lovely. And my husband also worked with her on a few projects.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, certain stars have attitudes. We all know, we've all heard the stories, but Dolly Parton, who is the biggest.
Yeah.
No, she was so grateful to her fans and just such a lovely person. Oh, it's such a sad day.
This photo, you're about the same size.
She was wearing heels. So that's why she looks a lot tall. She is a few inches. Look, I'm so short. She's a few inches taller.
Actually, I read she's 5 feet.
She is?
Yeah.
I thought she was 5'2" or 3. But
no, you're both 5 feet.
Okay, but I think she was wearing stilettos.
You're right.
And her hair,
yes,
her hair is poofy.
Yeah, her hair goes up about 6 inches.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the top of her head, it's about a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a great picture.
Thank you. It was old.
And and why do you look the same?
I don't really, but
no, but you look younger now. I don't know how you're doing that.
You're crazy. Thank you.
Well, that too. No, but she was one of my favorite singers. And I kind of had a feeling it was something bad, though. When somebody that prominent and that busy completely disappears for months and months, then I thought, well, it's probably not good. And whatever she had, you know, if you tell the public, I've got X disease, then whatever little time you have left, that's all anybody wants to talk about.
Right.
That's all that's in the news.
Right.
That's every question, publicly and privately, and it's all about this. So it's like, hey, you know, I'm fine. I'm just going through a little struggle here, and I'm going to be back. And when you're a star of that magnitude, you have to do that. You have to protect yourself. Otherwise, you'd be turning on the TV every night, and they have a death watch countdown on you.
Well, you know, also Dolly Parton's husband died, and I think a couple of years ago. And so there's some report out that she had said that, look, she didn't really pay attention to her own health because she was dealing with her husband's health.
Yeah.
So she sort of put things aside. So I'm going to be very curious to find out Was it cancer? What was it?
She might have been feeling symptoms and just blew them off
Yeah.
because she was overwhelmed with.
That happens.
It
You
does
hear
happen.
that.
No, it does happen. So anyway, I have a Dolly Parton CD at home somewhere.
Aw, you going to play it tonight?
Huh? I might play it and just crank it up to full volume.
Yeah. Jolene. That's
that's
right?
Oh, there's so many great songs.
Oh,
There's
what a talent.
so many of them. I was looking at a list of her hits because I know a lot of her country hits, not just the pop hits. I mean, there's a lot of crossover stuff, but a lot of hardcore country stuff that I really liked. So there you go. See, I could say nice things.
You
after
can.
somebody-
I love it.
but I have to really like them.
I know.
A lot of people, I don't like.
I know.
And
But if you didn't like Dolly Parton, I'd be pissed because I think you'd be the only one.
Yeah, I don't remember ever hear anybody saying
Never.
anything bad about her.
No, there's nothing. I mean, and she lived in a tiny little cabin in Tennessee. That's what she grew up, in this, I don't know, what was it, 2-room cabin?
Yeah, it was very poor. I don't think they had any electricity.
No.
Or running water or heat or anything.
Did Ken text you?
I beat him on that one.
Oh, okay. Did I beat you or did I beat him? Well, if you beat him, I beat him.
What, would you text him?
How did you find? Did you find out before me?
No. You posted a text and I read that.
All right.
And
so we both beat Ken.
We both beat Ken. Well, I said to my wife, Dolly Parton died, and she was upset to hear that. And first thing she said is text Ken. So everybody on my side is in on the game now. You want to beat Ken to the death notice because that's the main communication Ken and I have with each other as we post celebrity deaths in text. All right. When we come back, we're going to have Valerie Amezcua on just after Deborah's 3:30 news. But in advance of that next segment, several things. One is I'm going to play you Valerie Amezcua's public post from a week or two ago. She's apparently been doing this policy for 4 years. I didn't know, but she posted and explained the policy of telling the vagrants, we're going to give you help or you're going to get arrested for, and she got a lot of attention. So, and I'm also going to tell you about another massive theft of homeless money by the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority. And we have proof that they are stealing and spending money lavishly. California Post has that story. And Karen Bass, there's a story that she is not showing up to meetings. She's supposed to be on the board. I think she's the chairman of LAHSA now, and she doesn't bother to show up. And this comes after Nithya Raman. It was exposed that she would never show up for her homeless committee meeting. So we've got the two candidates for mayor, and neither one shows up for their meetings on the most important issue in the city. Bass and Raman don't even bother. We'll get into all that next. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Well, as you heard John and I just talking about, country music legend Dolly Parton has died, and Canada announces it's going to impose retaliatory tariffs. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour, going to the 4:05 next.
Summer is winding down. There's still time for one more upgrade. And this August, American Vision Windows wants to help you finish your home projects before fall arrives. You can do it. Here's the deal. Listen closely. Pick any two of their most popular offers. Either free expert installation, free sound package, free upgrades to Sun Matrix, or they'll pay your tax cut, or no interest, no payments for 18 months. Pick two of those, and you get stunning energy-efficient windows. It make you much more comfortable in the house. It'll improve the curb appeal of your home and lower your energy bills season after season. You can use that right now. With over 1 million windows installed, American Vision Windows has earned the trust of homeowners across California. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com. Call 888-771-2188. 888-771-2188. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Offer ends August 31st. That's 888-771-2188.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Hot again tomorrow. Highs 80s to 113. This report brought to you by Mattress Firm. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 405 in Seal Beach.
It's on the northbound side of the 405 at Seal Beach Boulevard. A two-vehicle crash is clearing out of the right-hand lane. That's causing a backup through Orange County starting at Westminster Avenue. Also in OC, 55 northbound just before the 22 Garden Grove Freeway. It's a three-vehicle crash. This one's clearing off the right shoulder. North 55, your stop and go from the 73 up to the 91. Speaking of the 91 in Anaheim Hills, East 91 before Weir Canyon Road is a three-vehicle collision, and this one is on the right shoulder as well. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm's sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
If you've been listening to Bill Handel, you've probably heard him talk about Zellman's for years. What's been stopping you from trying it? If it's because you thought we were just another mint, we're not. Go to Zellmans.com. Use code SAVE for 20% off your first order. Zellmans.com.
Hey, it's Conway here for Cars for Kids. We've donated 2 vehicles to Cars for Kids, and man, was it easy. Cars for Kids has been around for 30 years, and they know what they're doing. I recently saw firsthand one of their summer programs going on right now where they have over 1,400 kids. I saw hundreds of kids in the camp, and they couldn't thank Cars for Kids enough for making this incredible opportunity possible. So when you donate a car, you're helping real kids thrive this summer. CarsForKids.org. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS, Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K.
Every day, Californians work hard to build a better future. They deserve leaders who work just as hard for them, not for special interests. In the Assembly, Juan Carrillo is delivering solutions for the high desert, building more affordable housing, investing in good-paying jobs, and lowering costs for hardworking families. Because California deserves problem solvers who deliver real solutions on the issues that matter most. Paid for by Grow California.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Heather Sparks, head of content at Zenith, discusses the power of radio hosts.
I actually think DJs were the original influencers. You invited them into your home. You invited them into your ear. You built a relationship with them. You understood and trusted the things that were interesting to them.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Tim Conway Jr.
We as a people are too accessible, and it's making us crazy. There was no cell phone, no paging, no texting, nothing. Now, anybody at any time can be in your life.
Tomorrow night, 6 to 10 on KFI AM 640.
Steve wants to be in my car with me.
More stimulating talk.
It's odd.
Everyone wants answers. I'm just really confused about what happened that day.
A new podcast series, Fault Line Haditha, tells the story of a shocking crime and a cover-up at the highest levels of the United States Marine Corps.
If you've got 5 players and you offer immunity to 4, you better be right about the 5th. Because if you're not, then you've just given immunity to your killer.
Listen to Fault Line Haditha on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Fault Line Haditha and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. We're on every day from 3 until 6. And then after 6 o'clock, John Kobylt Show on demand on the iHeart app. Follow us on social media at John Kobylt Radio as well. We are going to have Valerie Amezcua on, the mayor of Santa Ana, coming up right after Deborah's 3:30 news. And she's going to tell us how it's working The program they do there is, and she did this herself in the video she posted. Police go up to the local vagrants and they say, you want mental health care, you want drug rehab, you want some shelter, you want to go back to your family, or do you want to go to jail? And you'll get arrested. And they actually do the arrests, and they'll spin them through the system over and over again. And the activists are screaming, and Valerie doesn't care. And the people are happy, the taxpayers. So we'll get into all that coming up just after 3:30. Meanwhile, back in Los Angeles, which is run by insane people, California Post has this story this week. The Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, LAHSA. Do you know how much money they're stealing from you? From you, out of your check? Well, their headquarters is in the Aon Center, A-O-N, Aon Center in Wilshire Boulevard. And if you have offices in the Aon Center, you get, among the perks, helicopter rides to LAX, Maybach car service. Is it Maybach or Maybach?
Maybach.
It's a very high-end automobile, right?
Yeah, like $300,000.
Yes. Deborah has one. And a Luke's Gym.
Give me a break.
With an infrared sauna and a cold plunge. So this is what the LAHSA bureaucrats are doing? This is what they're doing? Now, of course, the people they're supposed to help are laying in their own feces, surrounded by their fentanyl paraphernalia and their heroin needles. But the grand poobahs of LAHSA are sitting in a tower high above it all. The only thing the Post is trying to find out and doesn't know is how much money has been wasted for the LAHSA bureaucrats to live in this beautiful headquarters. Now, the Post says they filed a Public Records Act to get the answers. This is really bad. And they have been running a series of really bad stories on, for example, your tax money going to Carol Adikoff, who's the CEO of the 1736 Family Crisis Center. She made $1.6 million in the last 2 years, and she does all her business from Hawaii. Has a beautiful home in Hawaii, and she runs her nonprofit here in L.A. for homeless people. Albert Sinella, another one the Post found, CEO of Tarzana Treatment Centers, who has collected $2.3 million in salary just last year. He has a $3.7 million, 6-bedroom, 8-bathroom mansion in Simi Valley. So Sinella has $3.7 million. Adikoff has $1.6 million. And the LAHSA bureaucrats are living in luxury in the Aon Center, getting their Maybach car service rides, I guess, to the homeless meetings, helicopters to LAX. Meantime, LAist.com, that's the public radio outlet. Oh, no. You don't give me a paywall while I'm reading the story. No.
That happens to me all the time.
I've already signed up for this 3 times.
Refresh.
You know, you're supposed to make it easy to get your information. Well, I already read the story, and here's what I can tell you. She's missed a tremendous amount of meetings. She's supposed to be running LAHSA, the chairperson for LAHSA, and she doesn't go to the meetings often. I'll give you the exact numbers later. It's also come out that Nithya Raman, the reason she lost her chairmanship of the Homelessness Committee, one big reason is she stopped showing up at meetings. The both of them who are running on homelessness, it is overwhelmingly. Do you know how important homelessness is, not only to the mayor's race, but to people's lives? I've seen polling where well over 90% of the public says that's the number one concern here. I mean, it crowds out everything else and has been for years. And everybody's fed up with this. And Ninny Nithya and Ninny Karen don't show up at the meetings. And they're the only two candidates left. It's just, in fact, when Nithya was showing up, she came up with this $60 million project to get all the homeless off the streets. And as of August 10th, they were supposed to get thousands off the streets. As of August 10th, they got 3. $60 million. Most of it's still sitting in the account. And they only helped 3 people. Now, you contrast that with this woman, Valerie Amezcua, who we will interview right after Deborah's news. Listen to this clip that she posted within the last couple of weeks on how she runs her homeless program in Santa Ana.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Valerie Amezcua. I'm the mayor of the city of Santa Ana. I'm out this morning with Santa Ana PD, with our CULT team, our Quality of Life team, Teen Challenge, Salvation Army. And what we're doing here today is we're working with those that are homeless on our streets. We're offering them services, whether it's detox, a shelter, a program. And if they refuse all the services, then they end up going to jail. And why are we doing that again? They do this every single month. And why? Because Santa Ana deserves a good quality of life, just like all the other cities around us. And I always say that because it's very important that you can walk the streets, drive around, and just raise your family here without seeing all the stuff that's going on around our city with the unhoused. And so I just want to be really clear that, yes, Santa Ana PD is working out here. I want to thank Orange PD for joining us, the California Highway Patrol as well. And you're asking, why do we do this? It's inhumane. No, it's actually good to take people off the streets. It's inhumane to leave them on the streets. That is the key that we always have to remember. It is inhumane to leave them on the streets, whether they're laying in their feces or they're high or they just don't know what they're doing or how they're doing it. So we're here with this operation this morning. We'll have about 80 to 100 plus people that have been picked up, provided services, shelter, again, CityNet, Salvation Army, Teen Challenge. And I want to thank Santa Ana PD and thank Orange PD for coming out with us and the California Highway Patrol. We're tackling it at all ends with city partners. So thank you again. And I'm Valerie Amezcua, I'm the mayor. And we're going to keep doing this because your quality of life, my quality of life, and our children's quality of life, it matters. Thank you and have a good day.
That's how you run a city. That's how you run it, okay? You go around and you say, hey, we want to be compassionate. We want to help you. Drug addiction, alcohol addiction, mental illness problem. Want to go back to your family? Need a bed? Need a roof? All right, I got into this well-guarded LAHSA site. Karen Bass appointed herself to LAHSA 3 years ago, and she misses a lot of meetings here. I'm looking for the number, but it's a lot. And why do you appoint yourself and then you miss all the meetings? Because she doesn't care. That's the bottom line. She doesn't care. We're going to talk to a real mayor, Valerie Amezcua, coming up next from Santa Ana. Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Has died at the age of 80. She rose from humble beginnings in rural Tennessee to become one of the most influential voices in country music. Her hits include Jolene, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You. Parton also built a global brand through her philanthropy, her Dollywood theme park, and her Imagination Library program. Over her 6-decade career, she earned 11 Grammy Awards and sold more than 100 million records worldwide. Tributes have been pouring in from across the entertainment world in response to her death. Country singer and actress Reba McEntire posted on social media, Dolly, thank you for all the wonderful things you did for us here on earth, your love, your music. There will never, ever be another you. We will remember and cherish every memory and every note you ever played and sang. Singers Casey Musgraves and Keith Urban and actors Jamie Lee Curtis and Henry Winkler are among many others who have expressed their condolences. The news is brought to you by Creative Recipe. A trash fire that spread into brush near Lake Matthews in Riverside County burned almost 50 acres before air and ground crews slowed its progress. The Riverside County Fire Department says the fire started around 1 this afternoon near Wood and Cajalco Roads. 4 CAL FIRE air tankers and 2 water-dropping helicopters took initial runs on that fire and significantly slowed its forward progress. Evacuation orders and warnings have been issued for homes and agricultural businesses in the area. Southern California is still in the grips of a heat wave, which has prompted warnings of possible heat-related illnesses and raises the risk of wildfires and potentially leading to safety-related power outages. An extreme heat warning is in effect for most of Southern California through 8 p.m. Friday, with the National Weather Service saying the next 3 days will be the peak of the heat. The agency also issued a red flag warning through Friday afternoon for the San Gabriel Mountains and the 5 and 14 freeway corridors in northern LA County. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco is digging in his heels as California's Supreme Court decides if he must return the ballots he seized.
Bianco seized more than 650,000 ballots in March from November's Prop 50 redistricting election over claims of voter fraud, which election officials said were baseless. State Attorney General Rob Bonta said Bianco had no authority to take the ballots and ordered him to return them. In a video on social media, Bianco called Bonta corrupt.
You don't give it back to the people that you suspect may be committing the crime. And at this point, we really don't know who that may be or what it may be. Is it a person? Is it a machine? Is it an accident? Was it on purpose? We really don't know, and we were prevented from finding out because of the Attorney General.
The ruling could take months. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
Canada has announced it's going to impose retaliatory tariffs. ABC's Karen Travers says 15, 25, and 50% tariffs will be put on some American goods going into Canada starting September 8th.
They're effectively going to be matching those tariffs that the United States applied to the same goods. Now, they say it's not going to be exactly a perfect match of product for product, but it will be similar. So that means we're going to see a 50% counter tariff on things like steel and aluminum. They had previously been subjected to a 25% tariff.
A senior Canadian government official calls it a necessary move to level the playing field and protect Canadian companies. We're going to check out the 210 next.
Found it finally. She missed 25 out of 47 meetings. Fast. Oh, let's get out of the country. Yes, I think it's time. I want to get out of the country. You come with me. I'm hosting a cruise, and we got the right ship and the right itinerary. I am truly excited about this. Travel Store is sending us on Oceania's brand new Allura ship. Write this down, October 6th through 15th, 2027. All right, 14 months from now. But you know what? We're already getting a lot of people booking, so make your decision now. It's a great voyage from Rome to Athens. Yes, Rome to Athens. And we're going to stop at all the beautiful ports in Italy. We're going to Malta, Tunisia. You're going to have to look on the map. And the Greek islands, too. And Oceania is not one of those floating amusement parks with water slides and gimmicks. It's an adults-focused cruise designed around the destinations, the culture, relaxation. Oceania is famous for what they call the finest cuisine at sea. So if you love great food, you're going to love the ship. Allura is a new ship, only a year old, just 1,200 guests. That's the right size. Beautiful accommodations. Every stateroom comes with a private veranda, and a limited number of travelers will have the opportunity to join me for an exclusive VIP experience, special dinners during the voyage as well. Now, if you have contacted them, you make your deposit because then you'll get a ship credit. All right. So make the deposit and get the ship credit now. Space is limited. Call Travel Store 800-777-6540. It's going to be a big hit. 800-777-6540 or go to johnkobeltcruise.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny and hot again tomorrow. Highs 90 to 103 Metro LA in the high desert. Windy again in the high desert. 103 to 113 in the valleys in the IE. Windy in the IE. Low to upper 80s at the beaches. Low to mid 90s inland to OC. Right now 93 in Laguna Woods and 95 in Rancho Santa Margarita. Crash on the 210 in Sunland.
On the westbound side of the 210, just before Sunland Boulevard, an accident is blocking the right-hand lane. One of the vehicles involved overturned, so it's going to take a while for this one to clear away. In the meantime, you're backed up to Pennsylvania Avenue. 710 northbound at Alondra Boulevard, you have a crash here blocking, or actually it's over on the right-hand shoulder. But up ahead, you do have an accident blocking lanes. Big problem on the 710 northbound at the 105. An accident involving 3 big rigs is tying up the 3 right-hand lanes of the roadway. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold investment kit. That's LearCapital.com.
Lose the weight, feel incredible.
Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-764-6022. 800-764-6022. 800-764-6022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Protect your retirement with gold and silver. Call Golden Crest Metals, 888-447-7857.
For a free termite inspection, call 800-PACIFIC or visit PacificCoastTermite.com. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Shannon. Now, I've known Ted at Thorson Buick GMC for years, and that's exactly why he created something exclusively for you, the KFI Preferred Customer Event. Ted, tell everyone what you put together.
Thanks, Shannon. We want to do something special for your listeners. So now, through August 31st, when you purchase any new or pre-owned Buick or GMC and mention KFI or Shannon, you'll receive our exclusive KFI Preferred Customer Package. That includes preferred pricing reserved exclusively for KFI listeners, a complimentary trade appraisal, VIP appointment scheduling, your first scheduled maintenance on us. Whether you're looking for a Buick GMC or one of our pre-owned vehicles, our team is here to make the entire experience simple, transparent, and enjoyable.
See, that's why I've trusted you for years, Ted. They generally care about their customers at Thorson. The KFI Preferred Customer Event ends August 31st, so don't miss your chance to take advantage of these exclusive offers. Thorson Buick GMC in Pasadena. Mention KFI or Shannon. Ask for the KFI Preferred Customer Package. You'll be glad you did.
No reason to trouble yourself by diving into this muck.
Cannonball!
We'll do it for you.
This swamp covers a lot of wet ground.
Swamp Watch with Gary and Shannon.
This is a sewer. Weekdays at 11:20 on KFI.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 to 6 every day, and after 6 o'clock, you could listen to the podcast for what you missed. John Kobylt Show on demand. It's always the same as the radio show. And I've wanted to talk to Valerie Amezcua for over a week now. She is the Santa Ana mayor, and she put out a video where she told the public in Santa Ana they're going to have regular sweeps, and any vagrants that are sleeping outdoors on the sidewalk or in a park, they're going to have to accept help, either mental health or drug treatment or shelter, or they can get arrested. And they're not going to be tolerating crimes outdoors anymore, like drug use. And this is something I think most people in L.A. wish Karen Bass would impose these kinds of policies. But Valerie Amezcua has done it. Let's get Valerie Amezcua on. How are you?
I'm good. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. And I am so glad you did this and made it public. I mean, this desperately is what Los Angeles needs. Can you describe how you came to this decision?
So I just want you to know Santa Ana has been doing this for quite some time. And this is the 4 years I've been in office. We've been doing this. Previously, we had to show Judge Carter that we were giving shelter and services. And then at some point, we reached the agreement with Judge Carter that we have provided enough shelter and services, and we're going to continue to do that. But now we can also use enforcement. And when I say enforcement, it's very well-rounded. We offer detox bed. We offer mental health services. We offer shelter beds. We offer, family reunification. We're not just arresting. The police department will arrest you if you're loitering and trespassing and things of that nature, breaking the law, doing drugs, running around our streets naked and, committing crime. But it is not just a straight arrest. We are very humane about this and very sensitive, but also the quality of life in Santa Ana is very important to me. It's a priority. and it should be to everybody.
Yeah. So if they refuse that list of offers that you just laid out there, they refuse, then what happens?
Well, they have to. I mean, if they're breaking the law, right? So if the police department locates them in a park, trespassing, loitering, then yes, they get arrested. They are taken to jail. They are given a citation, or if they have a warrant or on parole or probation, we notify parole or probation, and they're held. However, I want to be really clear that Santa Ana, we're not going to just allow you to sleep on our park benches. We're not going to allow you to run around naked. We're not going to allow you to do your personal, hygiene,
business, yes.
Sit in your feces. We're not going to allow that because it really is inhumane. When you look at people on the street and they say, oh my goodness, you're not giving them enough help. Mayor Amezcua, you're such a mean person, for doing this. This is not about being mean. This is about doing what's right. We cannot leave people on the streets, number one. And for the community, the residents, we cannot have children and families driving around, going to school, and experiencing this. So before I became mayor, Santa Ana was the dumping ground for the homeless. And we have worked very hard to clean that up.
What do you do with the most stubborn cases? The ones who will
like
just
not. Violence.
What's that?
I'm sorry. It's kind of, let me just say, it's kind of like domestic violence, right? They don't leave the first time. It takes multiple times. And so the same thing I believe with homelessness. It takes multiple times for them to say, you know what? Hey, I do need the help. And if they just continue, it is a revolving door. But again, that revolving door is important. We do not give up just because they say no. You keep at it. We have to keep at it. We have to keep offering them services. And we also have to keep saying to them, you will go to jail. Here's some services, but now you're breaking the law. You will go to jail.
Do most of them go along with the new program and take your offers?
Go ahead. Well, I have to tell you that the times that I've been out and we look at the data with Santa Ana Police Department, the majority of them do not want to take services. I would say, between 60, 70%, they do not want services. And when I've spoken to them, when I contact them, when I'm out riding with Santa Ana Police Department, they will say, no, Mayor, I want to do drugs. I don't want to follow the rules. I don't want to have a curfew. And some of them are mentally ill and need help. And so those are referred to the county, and hopefully the county does their part and gives them services. But I mean, the city of Santa Ana is the county seat. They'll say we have 310,000 people. No, we have almost 400,000 people. It's a very large city. It's 27 square miles. It's dense. So addressing the homeless is just one part of the solution. We have to address our quality of life. We have to address our housing issues. But, I hear people say housing's the problem, the shortage. Well, we have housing in Santa Ana, and we have permanent supportive housing, and we have veteran housing, and we have affordable housing. So what more can we do? And if somebody has the answer, I would love for them to look at that and say, here, this is the answer, Mayor, because nobody has the answer.
Well, the answer is that the homeless have a responsibility too. And they have to get off the drugs and the alcohol, and they have to get mental health treatment. We're spending billions, obviously, on all this. So I think taxpayers in California have been real generous. And in Santa Ana, you've been real generous. At some point, they have to say yes, or there's got to be a consequence. Otherwise, we just spin around and around endlessly here. Tell me, how do you deal with the activists? Because it seems in Los Angeles, the activists terrify all the local politicians. How do you handle them?
Oh, that's a loaded question. The activists say something about me every day. And I have to tell you that in the beginning, it kind of bothered me. But now I don't read social media very much. I post, I get off. And, they like to scream and yell. But then when I say to them or ask them, what is the answer? Well, I'm like, no, what is the answer? You tell me the answer. And they don't have one because they will say, well, it's housing. Rent is so expensive. Okay. Then what is the answer? Tell me the answer. It's kind of like the ICE debate, several people in our community, activists will say, Mayor Amezcua, it's your fault that ICE is here. It's your fault that ICE is doing what they're doing in the city of Santa Ana, which is immigrant community. And I love my city, absolutely love my city. But then I say, well, it's a federal issue. What authority do I have? So they're going to pick what's sexy for today. The activists, that's what they do. I've sat through 5.5 hours of, of public comments at council meetings while they're saying, F you, mayor, F you, mayor, F you, mayor. They talk about the way I look, the way I walk, the way I talk, but they don't talk about all the good policies that I have brought to the city of Santa Ana. So kind of how I deal with them. I listen, but, they're going to always scream and yell, right? There's always an issue.
Do you have a few more minutes?
I sure do.
Okay, hang on. We're talking with Valerie Amezcua, the mayor of Santa Ana, and she has a policy which has been in effect for quite some time that the vagrants who are sleeping on the sidewalk in public, they get a choice. They have to take either mental health care, drug and alcohol treatment, or shelter, or they get arrested, and eventually they have to agree to it. We'll talk more with Valerie Amezcua. Coming up next, Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here's the latest. Country music star Dolly Parton has died. Record-setting temperatures are expected in Southern California today. We'll have more at the top of the hour, heading over to the 10 next.
GiveMeTheVIN.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. You got to try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVIN.com's offer cannot beat CarMax, they're going to pay you $100. GiveMeTheVIN.com will get you your check on the spot. Easy, fast. GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Crash on the 10 in Santa Monica.
It's on the eastbound side of the 10 Santa Monica Freeway, just before Cloverfield Boulevard. A two-vehicle collision is clearing off the right shoulder, but the East 10 is continuous slowing from 20th Street all the way down to the East LA interchange. Onto the Inland Empire, 10 westbound, just before the 15. You have wood panels scattered in all lanes of the roadway. In Chino, on the West 60, before Grove Avenue, an earlier crash cleared from the left-hand lane over to the right-hand shoulder, but you're backed up to the 15 Freeway Junction. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Big Ten officially banning NFL players from returning to play in their conference. That is former Browns tight end Daquan Wright cleared waivers. He's expected to sign with LSU. Padres minor league catching coordinator Oswaldo Pereira has been released on bond after being detained by immigration agents. Niners owner Jed York reportedly responded multiple times to a fictitious ad for a prostitute prior to his arrest this past weekend. I'm Frank Garrity.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at Brilliant.org.
It's Sit and Sleep's giant Labor Day sale that'll have you doing your best California dreaming ever.
Right, Dad. Save up to $1,400 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets and up to $1,000 off Beautyrest Black and Serta.
Plus, with your good credit, get interest-free financing for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment.
So if you want to live the California dream every day, don't miss the Labor Day sale that'll have you California dreaming every night.
Sit and Sleep will beat anyone's advertised price, or your mattress is free!
If you live within 45 miles of the Eaton Fire in Altadena, your home may have been affected and you may qualify for compensation. Call 855-LA-FIRE-0. That's 855-LA-FIRE-0.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a new iHeart podcast where secrets come out, emotions run high, and no topic is off limits. Listen now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that there are lots of things that can make your engine light come on, besides your engine. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's technicians are specially trained to diagnose what's causing your engine light to come on and fix it, no matter what it is. Keep your eyes on the road and your ears open for another episode of AMCO's Bet You Didn't Know.
AA MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. Restrictions, limitations, and exclusions may apply. See AMCO.com for complete details.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Office in Los Angeles, California, and sweetjames.com.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior comfort, personalized adjustability, temperature benefits, and value that is unmatched in the industry. And right now, during the Sleep Number Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale. Invest in your sleep and experience firsthand Sleep Number's personalized comfort. Stop by a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Gold and silver recently hit record highs, then pulled back. So are metals still a good buy? Many experts say yes. Gold remains a long-standing hedge for wealth protection. Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold kit. That's LearCapital.com. LearCapital.com.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio, the John Kobylt Show. We continue with Ana Mayor Valerie Amezcua, who has this policy, and I didn't know, it had been around for 4 years, but when they find people sleeping, doing drugs on the street, camping out, they're told that they've got to move, and they're given choices. You can go for drug treatment, for example, mental health treatment, shelter, or they'll reunite you with your family, or you get arrested, and the cycle will continue until they finally agree to something. We talked in the last segment about the reaction of the activists and how you just ignore a lot of it because they're so nasty and rude. How about the public, the actual taxpayers that you're doing this for so they can walk freely? What have they been saying to you?
I will tell you that I've received emails and phone calls and social media posts where they say, thank you, Mayor, for what you're doing. Please keep it up. We support you. And I just want to be really clear. All the work that I do, I don't do it by myself. I do it with the community, with the city manager's office, with the police department, with Councilman Becerra, Mayor Pro Tem Penalosa. I mean, this is a priority for us. And the constituents, the voters of Santa Ana, the majority of them are very happy with this because they don't want to drive their children to school and see a naked person running around or somebody sticking a needle in their arm at the bus stop or, somebody, using the restroom on the corner street of the curb. They just don't want it anymore. And we've had it in Santa Ana for such a long time. And those before me, the mayor before me just didn't really do much. I met with a business and he was interviewed by Michelle Gilly on Channel 9 and he was going to leave our city. He met with the previous mayor and the mayor told him there's nothing I can do. Well, guess what? When I met with him, I said, let me help you. And I connected him with our quality of life team, which is run by Santa Ana Police Department. They're Santa Ana police officers who go out. We have 2 teams. They run 7 days a week. They contact the homeless. If they're breaking the law, they arrest them. They also refer them to CityNet, who we have a contract with, who they take them to shelter. We have 200 shelter beds in Santa Ana that are paid for by the city, by taxpayers. There's 400 county beds, and out of those 400, Santa Ana gets 125 of them. We have detox beds that are, again, paid by the taxpayers. So we have the resources. People just have to take it. And I have to tell you that the quality of life team, it's a model program. And if other agencies would use it, that's probably one of the reasons why Orange Police Department, the Highway Patrol, and Tustin PD and Fountain Valley ride with Santa Ana PD, because they want to see what works. And this works. It's working.
Yeah, and it's common sense.
It's not rocket science.
No, but you the only difference is you had the fortitude to just do it. And why do you think other politicians have let it go so far for so long when what you're doing is, it's a lot of work, but the concept is really easy. You start enforcing the law, you pay for all the treatment centers, and there's a consequence at the end. It's not that complicated. Why won't they do it?
I can't speak for other politicians, and I don't call myself a politician. I'm an elected because I serve people, and I can't speak for them, but I can tell you that being in office for some people is very scary because you're constantly being attacked and berated by the activists. I've had more death threats as the mayor than I've had as a supervising probation officer, as an officer for 30 years. But you can't be afraid to make those hard decisions. You have to be willing to make those decisions that are going to stir things up. But at the end of the day, it's going to benefit your community. Am I special? I'm not special. But what I am is I'm committed to my community. And I know what happens when you leave people on the street. I know what happens when they enter the justice system. I worked in that field for 30 years. I grew up in that area. I know what happens with drug addiction. I understand it. But people can change their lives if they choose to. If they choose to. And if they don't, me as the mayor, I'm not going to just drive around my city and say, let me close my eyes, because I did not just see that homeless person assault that person, or I did not see that homeless person stick a needle in their arm on the bus stop. I do not see that encampment of 30 people. I see it, and I want it taken care of.
You ever get calls from politicians who say, what are you doing? You're making us look bad.
No, I don't get those. I have friends that are politicians, and being the mayor of Santa Ana, being the first woman in 153-year history, it's challenging, but I love a good challenge.
Yeah, doesn't seem like much gets to you, and
you know what I have to say, John? I work with any party. It's not about being Republican or Democrat to me. If you're here to work with us and do what's best for the city of Santa Ana and the constituents, I'll work with you. This is not about a party for me. And I tell people that all the time, so maybe I'm a little different. I don't know. I have a very different lens, right? Career in law enforcement, a large family, some family history of drug addiction, homelessness. I have a different lens. I know what happens when you leave people on the street. I'm not just an elected official who says, well, that sounds sexy, so I'm gonna use these words. No, I'm gonna tell you, being on the street is a terrible thing. And I will do whatever I can as the mayor of Santa Ana to help people, at the same time, hold them accountable.
I got to go in a minute. Just one more thing. Can I talk you into moving into Los Angeles and running for mayor here?
No, I love my city of Santa Ana, but thank you.
That's too bad. All right. Listen, it's a pleasure talking with you, and I hope we can talk again about this stuff.
You got it. Give me a call. You take care.
All right. Mayor of Santa Ana, Valerie Amezcua, who is actually giving the homeless people a choice. You got to get treatment. We'll give you shelter. And if you will reunite you with your family, if you don't accept it, you'll be arrested. And you'll keep getting arrested until you see things their way. And, well, the public likes it. Activists don't. We've got more coming up. Deborah Mark has the news live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Music legend has died. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Iconic country Use Management Committee has approved two separate but related measures to bar the company from rebuilding its damaged property and to increase fines ranging from $25,000 to $1 million for notices of violations or noncompliance. The matter now goes to the full city council for consideration. Record-setting temperatures are expected in Southern California with this latest heat wave that started today, bringing with it a red flag fire warning.
It's really dry. Conditions are already.
Cal Fire Battalion Chief Jesse Torres says the conditions in Southern California are perfect right now for fire.
So the heat is what dries out these fuels. We haven't had precipitation in months.
They're worried any kind of spark might set things off and things will burn quickly. So if you're in an area where fires happen,
make sure you have the go bag ready to go. Be prepared to evacuate. Fuel your car up.
He says they're on extra high alert during the hottest part of the day.
2 p.m. and 5 p.m. That's when most of our fires occur.
The red flag fire warning is in effect for much of Southern California through Friday. Jason Nathanson, KFI News.
SoCal Edison could shut off the power because of the extreme heat. Edison's Diane Castro says about 5,000 customers in Inyo, LA, Mono, and Santa Barbara counties have been notified their power could be cut off.
We only initiate a PSPS event to protect our customers, and only when weather conditions create an elevated risk of wildfires.
Castro says those conditions include strong winds combined with dry ground and low humidity. Meteorologists say they expect LA to have at least 3 consecutive days of triple-digit heat this week for the first time since 1885. The race for governor of California has tightened with just 8 points between the two candidates.
Democrat Javier Becerra leads Republican Steve Hilton at just over 49% to 41%, with about 10% undecided. That according to a new Columbia University poll. For the first time, Becerra's support is also below 50%, with just over 2 months to Election Day. A recent Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies poll had Becerra up by 18 points. Earlier this month, Becerra led Hilton 55% to 37%. Dina Kodiak, KFI News.
The Trump administration is threatening to tear down the Kennedy Center. ABC's Jay O'Brien says the administration wants a federal judge to greenlight President Trump's moves to renovate the building and put his own name on it.
His name went up on the building last December. A judge later ordered it be taken down. And since then, scaffolding has been on the building's exterior, blocking what used to be Trump's name, but also blocking the building's namesake, President John F. Kennedy.
President Trump has suggested changing the name of Lake Ontario to Lake America as the trade war between the U.S. and Canada continues.
The president wrote on Truth Social that his administration is giving a serious thought to the move since they don't expect to be doing much business with Ontario any longer. Trade tension between the two nations has escalated after Canada's prime minister removed negotiators from trade talks with the U.S. This is not the first time the president has looked to rename a body of water between the U.S. and another country after signing an executive order last year renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Natalie Migliori, KFI News.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny and hot again tomorrow. Highs 90 to 103 Metro LA in the high desert. Windy again in the high desert. 103 to 113 in the valleys in the IE. Windy in the IE, low to upper 80s for the beaches, low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now, 91 in Tustin, 79 in Laguna Beach, 101 in Chatsworth. It's 99 in Van Nuys. The KFI financial update. The Dow closed up 160, S&P 500 up 24, and NASDAQ up 171. Crash on the 405 in Seal Beach.
You find it on the northbound side of the 405 at Seal Beach Boulevard. It's a two-vehicle collision and is blocking the right-hand lane. Expect delays coming away from Huntington Beach starting at Beach Boulevard. Up ahead, in fact, not very far from the accident scene, 405 northbound just before the 605. Watch for a disabled SUV. It's blocking the center divider area right near the fast-track lanes. And we're not done with the 405 northbound. Here's another problem at the Sepulveda Pass. North 405 past Getty Center Drive. A disabled vehicle is clearing from the slow lane, and you're very slow on the North 405 leaving the west side from Culver Boulevard up to Sherman Way. 210 westbound just before Sunland Boulevard, an accident clearing from the right-hand lane. One of those vehicles overturned. Have it back up to La Crescenta Avenue. 710 northbound right at the 105. An ongoing problem continues in Linwood. An accident involving 3 big rigs blocks the 3 right-hand lanes. Only the right-hand lane is open, and the North 710 leaving downtown Long Beach still slow from Pico Avenue up to the 105 freeway. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Have you been avoiding shorts or swimsuits because of painful varicose or embarrassing spider veins? Is that how you want to live? West Medical can help. Treatments may be covered by most PPO insurance plans, including Anthem Blue Cross, Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, and more. Don't ignore leg pain, swelling, or bulging veins. Call 1-800-WEST Medical for your free consultation or visit westmedical.com today. Isn't it time to feel incredible?
Feel incredible. 1-800-WEST Medical.
After an accident, one question comes to mind. What happens next? Wilshire Law Firm brings clarity when things feel uncertain. While you focus on healing, we fight for the compensation you deserve. That's what happens next. Call now. 1-800-ABCDEFG. Wilshire Law Firm is in LA.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio.
KFI AM 640. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. It's the John Kobylt Show. We're on from 3 until 6. After 6 o'clock, whatever you missed, John Kobylt Show on demand. And if you're just joining us, you know what you missed? 30 minutes of common sense from the mayor of Santa Ana. 30 minutes of a policy that should be implemented in every city, especially Los Angeles. Valerie Amezcua is her name. And last half hour, she explained in Santa Ana what they do is they see vagrants on the sidewalks and they're immediately offered mental health aid or drug addiction services, alcohol addiction services, whatever they need. Shelter, reunite with their families. And if they don't take it, they get arrested. And they actually arrest people. They have neighboring towns helping them out. They have the City of Orange, Tustin PD, CHP helping out the Santa Ana PD. In fact, those towns are looking to see how this program would work. And it's pretty simple. Got to have the shelter beds in place, got to have the addiction services in place, which they do in Santa Ana because they spend a lot of money. And then people are forced to move. Yeah, they'll spin through the jail system and come back out. But if you're found on the sidewalk again, you're going to get the same deal. And if you do this 2, 3, 4 times, they're gone. And guess what? All the activists scream at them. She gets death threats, the whole thing. She gets it done anyway. That should be the absolute policy in Los Angeles. We have two of them running for mayor that will not do this. And as I told you last hour, both of them don't show up to their homeless meetings. Nithya Raman, in charge of the homelessness committee, doesn't show up for the meetings. That's why she got demoted on the committee. Karen Bass put herself on Homeless Services Commission, and 25 out of 47 meetings she missed. So they don't show up. They have policies that fail from A to Z. Meantime, Valerie Amezcua, who's a Democratic Hispanic woman, has implemented these policies. Everybody's happy, and she just doesn't listen to the activists. That's all you need. You need somebody to say no. I swear I'm going to write a book. The power of no. The power of no in your personal life, in your work life, in your political life. Just say no. Say no to the crazy people. Enough. The way you say no when you're raising toddlers. Although some of you don't do that. Say no to the toddler. Say no to crazy activists screaming at you who are almost exactly like toddlers, just in larger form. Yeah, that's what you have. You have adult-sized toddlers screaming that people should take a poop in the streets. Now, I could see my sons doing that when they were 2. I could see my sons pulling down their diapers and taking a poop in the streets and laughing and claiming they should be able to do that. But you have paid grown men and women who scream at politicians. And shockingly, in the city of Los Angeles, the idiot politicians listen to them, although I think the real story is they get kickbacks from the activists. I am convinced. Let me say a majority of the city council members are getting cash kickbacks from the activists. That's the only thing that would explain this. Maybe the cash is directly under the table. Maybe it goes to some third party. Maybe it's a campaign donation. But there's cash going from the activists and those nonprofit groups to the politicians. All right. Now, on another front of insanity, we have this situation in Sacramento where the California Energy Commission approved a plan last week. You've heard of this. Would wipe out 70% of the replacement tires. They created a new energy standard, something about rolling resistance. Anyway, these tires, 70% of them, you'll no longer be able to buy. They're illegal. And the new tires that are allowed, it looks like are going to cost up to $157 each, according to the Tire Industry Association. $157. So you could be paying an extra $600 for a set of tires. And Gavin Newsom lied, claiming that the vast majority of tire companies approved of this deal. Well, I told you yesterday, Goodyear has not approved of this deal. And they're 50% of the market. Another major tire company, one of the largest in the world, is Dunlop. And they actually held a press conference yesterday ripping on this stupid plan. So somehow Newsom lying, saying, well, the majority of tire companies are for this. Oh, except two of the largest, Goodyear and Dunlop. So it was just, and of course, dumbass reporters, they don't know the names of the tire companies. They don't know how big they are. They don't go back to their newsroom. All they got to do is Google on their stupid phone, and they could immediately expose Newsom for being a liar, and they don't. Well, Ashley Zavala to the rescue, and she's got a report. We're going to play it as soon as we come back because she reported on the Dunlop Tires press conference, Darren Thomas telling the truth about the tire prices. This is bad. This is bad because you have the goblin, Nancy Skinner from the Energy Commission, claiming it's $6 a tire. Well, Darren Thomas says it's going to be up to $600 for a set, according to the Tire Industry Association, I should say. So anyway, we're going to hear the press conference because Dunlop had their own press conference on this. So yes, you are getting screwed very badly. And they're lying about it, and we have no power to stop this California Energy Commission. Unelected, appointed by Newsom, we have no way to override them. Unless you voted out the legislature and voted for Steve Hilton. Talk about it. When we come back, we'll play you the story. We got Deborah Mark here live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Fans have laid flowers at Dolly Parton star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She passed away today. The Secret Service has confirmed it is aware of a video on Iranian state media that appears to threaten the life of President Trump's youngest son. We'll have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go back to the 210 next.
Listen to this. You hear it? Yeah, it's silence. It's my phone. My phone's quiet. No spam calls, no spam texts. Your phone, probably not quiet. Because data brokers are selling your personal information like it's on clearance. Your phone number, home address, email, family members, political affiliations, even where you bank. And those scammers blowing up your phone didn't get lucky. They bought your information, and they'll keep buying it over and over until you make it stop. And I made it stop with Incogni's help. Incogni automatically removes your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people search sites. Incogni sends the legal removal requests. They follow up and keep monitoring so your information stays off the lists. If scammers can't find you, they can't target you. Get 60% off right now at incogni.com/KFI. 60% off. incogni.com/KFI.
From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. We're going back to the 210 in Sunland.
And some good news on the westbound side of the 210 before Sunderland Boulevard. An accident cleared from the right-hand lane. One of the vehicles overturned, so it took a little while to get everything cleared out of the way, but that's exactly what has happened. But you have it back up to the Glendale Freeway. More good news out of Santa Monica. 10 eastbound before Cloverfield. A two-vehicle crash cleared off the right shoulder and off the freeway, but the 10 eastbound very slow from the McClure Tunnel down to the East LA interchange. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Angel Reese set a WNBA single-game record with 26 rebounds in the Atlanta Dream's 78-71 win over the Los Angeles Sparks on Monday, simultaneously breaking the record for most rebounds in a single season. Reese's 458 and counting surpasses the mark of 451 that Asia Wilson set in 2024. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Chris Merrill here. What if you could replace your entire home's incoming water pipe system in just one day and save thousands? At Creative Repipe, that is exactly what they do. They're not your typical plumber. They're a specialty company. Repiping is all they do every day, built for volume. They send large professional crews. So your repipe gets done fast and correctly. Most homes are done in just one day. And here's what homeowners love. Because they repipe at scale, their pricing is far lower than the typical $25,000 plumber bid. Creative Repipe's full home incoming water repipe costs only $6,000 to $14,000. That's thousands saved. No more low pressure, leaks, or patchwork repairs. And right now, KFI listeners get 20% off plus great financing. And every repipe comes with a lifetime warranty. If it ever leaks again, they fix it for free for life. KFI listeners get 20% off. Call for your free estimate at 888-373-0046. 888-373-0046 or visit creativerepipe.com.
If you're paying too much for an unused timeshare, do what 40,000 others have done over the past 10 years. Get out of your timeshare now, quickly, professionally, and with guaranteed results and a free consultation at LoneStarTransfer.com.
Save on fresh summer berries at Whole Foods Market. Get 2 6-ounce organic blackberries or raspberries for $7 with Prime through September 1st. Perfect for smoothies, desserts, or snacking. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Silver is no longer just a commodity. It's a strategic resource. Demand is up and supply is tight. Experts expect prices to soar. Visit LearCapital.com for your free silver report. LearCapital.com. That's LearCapital.com.
Hey, it's Conway here for Cars for Kids. We've donated 2 vehicles to Cars for Kids, and man, was it easy. Cars for Kids has been around for 30 years, and they know what they're doing. I recently saw firsthand one of their summer programs going on right now where they have over 1,400 kids. I saw hundreds of kids in the camp, and they couldn't thank Cars for Kids enough for making this incredible opportunity possible. So when you donate a car, you're helping real kids thrive this summer. CarsForKids.org. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS, Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K.
Touchdown! The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now, all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1. It's crazy, and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live, local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. And we are on from 3 to 6. YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. You can watch video. You can join the chat room at YouTube. Subscribe, become a member, youtube.com/@John Kobylt Show. Oh, we have a live stream Thursday morning at 11 a.m. Thursday morning, 11 a.m. We'll do a live stream. All right, now I'm going to play you another Ashley Zavala report, the only reporter in the state of California from KCRA Channel 3 television who covers Sacramento, and she single-handedly discovered that there's a massive, I'm going to call it the tire tax coming, because they have the California Energy Commission, which you cannot elect these people, you cannot remove them. Newsom appointed them all. They created a new policy. 70% of the tires you're driving on now will be illegal. They cannot be sold after, first 2029 and then 2023. It comes in stages. And it's the replacement tires, and they're going to cost perhaps up to $600 for a set of tires. Although the Nancy Skinner lies and says it's $6. Newsom lies and says that most of the tire companies are behind it. They're not. Goodyear and Dunlop are two of the largest, huge market share, and they think this is a load of crap. In fact, listen to Ashley Zavala's report. The Dunlop Tires North American CEO, Darren Thomas, press conference on the tire price increase.
We're trying to get all sides here. Dunlop Tires, one of the largest makers of tires in the world. Dunlop Tires North America is based in Southern California. The company CEO held a press conference today to explain why the company is worried about this new rule. The California Energy Commission, meanwhile, has said in the long haul, more energy efficient tires will mean California drivers save money on gas or electricity. Meanwhile, I spoke with the former assemblyman who wrote the legislation that gave the Energy Commission the power to do this in the first place. We're asking, is this about saving drivers money, or is it about California's clean air goals?
So, will prices increase? You bet they'll increase.
The president and CEO of Dunlop Tires weighing in on California's new rules that will ban the sale of most tires currently sold in state. It's a push by state regulators to get more energy efficient tires on the road.
It's going to be a real issue for everybody. So in terms of cost, of course, it's going to go up. By how much, we don't know. Is there going to be fuel savings? In theory.
The Southern California company held this more than hour-long virtual press conference Monday, raising concerns about cost, safety, tire durability, and possible environmental consequences of the new rules that take effect starting in 2029. The company's executives said California drivers could save even more money and make tires more efficient right now if they keep their tires properly inflated.
Generally, when you attempt to regulate something that you don't understand or don't care much about, you create bad policy. And that is probably what we have here.
To be fair, I haven't looked at those analyses, but again, the CEC is a really top-notch organization, and I am confident that they did it right.
Joe Nation is the former Democratic assemblyman who wrote the bill that gave the California Energy Commission the power to set these rules more than 20 years ago. Nation's bill set a deadline for the commission to get it done by 2008, but the commission didn't act on it until last week.
When you wrote this, was it about the carbon emissions? Was it about clean air? Or was it about saving people money? Or was it both?
I will admit that the first thing I thought of was the reduction in emissions.
Tire shops.
Wait, stop that a second. Stop. Did you hear that quick answer? Yeah, there you go.
I will admit that the first thing I thought of was the reduction in emissions.
Tire shops up and down the state have said that budget tires will be wiped out of their stock. And for the consumer right now, again, really concerned about affordability, hearing that up front could be problematic for some Californians.
Well, but a budget tire is kind of like budget sushi, right? Or budget anything else.
What?
And if you buy something that's well below, that's cheap, it's probably lower quality. It's probably not going to last as long.
Wait, stop. Because they can't afford anything better, because you have jacked up gas prices in the state to $5.50 a gallon. Every tank of gas costs how much extra compared to other states? $40 more? If you have a 20-gallon tank and you fill it up in the Midwest and you fill it up in California, it's $40 more here every week. $2,000 a year. Budget sushi. What a jerk. Joe Nation's his name? Former assemblyman? That's like the goblin saying, "Oh, it's just like hair dryers. We regulate hair dryers. We could regulate tires. A tire is not a hair dryer, and a tire is not sushi." It's comparisons by morons. Absolute moron. He didn't even know what to say. Play some more.
Cheap. It's probably lower quality. It's probably not going to last as long. And you're probably going to end up going back to buy the new set of tires even sooner than you expected.
This is a death by 1,000 cuts, and these folks are tone deaf.
Republican State Senator Tony Strickland was an assemblyman back in 2003. He voted against giving the commission the power to do this.
At a time when people can't afford to live in California, they're making it more difficult to live in California.
Now, I interviewed the leader of the California Energy Commission on California Politics 360 this weekend. This is Chairman David Hochschild of the California Energy Commission. He has said safety and durability of tires will not be compromised with the new rules. He also noted the new rules will be equivalent to taking 400,000 cars off the road in terms of air quality.
So did the former assemblyman say why it took so long for the commission to do this?
Yeah, from his understanding, he said in the early 2000s, the federal government was also putting together its own tire efficiency standards. So there were concerns that those would overtake whatever California tried to do at the time. I asked former Assemblyman Joe Nation if these rules would have been an easier sell back then. He said in the early 2000s, yes. But later on in 2008, early 2009, when the recession hit, he said that would have been tough. He said maybe even tougher than it is right now.
That's Ashley Zavala from KCRA Channel 3. By the way, let's play the report we have from Channel 4 here in L.A. Oh, we don't have one. How about Channel 7 in L.A.? How about Channel 5? 11, 9, 2. Anybody? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you guys, did you take 5 minutes off running your woke news and run another press conference from some aggrieved ethnic group, and maybe you want to go to Sacramento? I mean, maybe we could sponsor a caravan. I could lead the caravan of news crews to Sacramento, and we'll hand out free maps, and you could figure out where they are. Or maybe we could all fly together. The hell? Play cut two, because this is the Dunlop Tires CEO again, Darren Thomas. This is
So, will prices increase? You bet they'll increase. It's going to be a real issue for everybody. So in terms of cost, of course, it's going to go up. By how much, we don't know. Is there going to be fuel savings? In theory. Generally, when you attempt to regulate something that you don't understand or don't care much about, you create bad policy.
Yes.
And that is probably what we have here.
You don't understand or don't care much about. Do you think Gavin Newsom of 93 IQ fame, 960 SAT, understands this or cares? Do you think Nancy Skinner, who's got to be a good 12 points lower, I'd say about 81, do you think she understands or cares? No. Tire Industry Association says average tire prices could rise as much as $157 under the new rules. You do the math on that, and that is $628 to replace all 4 tires. They're liars, they're stupid, they're fanatics, and you vote for them. Deborah Marks, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Dolly Parton, the legend of the country music world, has died. ABC's Mike Dubusky says she was known for chart-topping songs. at Oakland Zoo after losing a limb.
Crimson was found abandoned at about 3 weeks old and became the zoo's youngest rescue ever. He was missing toes on a back foot, not adapting well, and kept reopening a wound, so officials decided to amputate. Zoo spokesperson Isabella Linares says he's doing well.
He's up and around now. We did have to have him in the cone of shame for a little bit so he wouldn't lick the wounds or anything like that, but now he's doing just fine.
On top of being more of a mountain tripod now, without learning survival skills from its mother, Crimson likely won't be released back into the wild. You can see more at oaklandzoo.org. Mark Ronner, KFI News.
The Secret Service has confirmed it is aware of a video on Iranian state media that appears to threaten the life of President Trump's youngest son, Darren, but the agency says it does not discuss matters of protective intelligence. The 3-minute video claims the Iranian regime is monitoring Barron Trump and has placed a $10 million bounty on his head. Canada has announced retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. following the collapse of trade talks between the two countries. Tariffs ranging from 15 to 50% will be imposed on over 700 American goods on September 8th in an effort to match U.S. tariffs dollar for dollar. Duties on U.S. steel and aluminum will be doubled to 50%. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney walked away from trade talks late Friday. He said yesterday that Canada could not accept what the U.S. had offered.
We have all we need right here. The workers, the engineers, the ambition, and the right plan.
Carney says they'll be talking with the European Union this fall. President Trump says Canada has been ripping off the USA for decades and is easily the most difficult and unreasonable to deal with. We're going to go back to the 710 next.
Infinity Bank, when it comes to banking, are all of your eggs in one basket? What happens when your card doesn't work and you have to look at the back of the card to find the 800 number? What happens if your wallet is stolen? Who's going to be the reliable source when you need money, new cards, or assurance that your money is safe? Well, you won't have to worry about that with Infinity Bank. You call Victor Guerrero, the president, and set up a new account today. 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. He set one up for me. And for a limited time, they have the best rates in the U.S. with their money market savings account, Infinity Bank.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny and hot tomorrow. Highs 90 to 103 Metro LA in the high desert. Windy again in the high desert. 103 to 113 in the valleys in the IE. Windy in the IE. Low to upper 80s for the beaches. Low to mid 90s inland to OC. Right now, 85 in San Juan Capistrano and 91 in Stanton. Back to the 710 in Linwood.
And good news, 710 northbound right at the 105. An accident involving 3 big rigs finally cleared from the 3 right-hand lanes. This was an accident first reported this morning around 10:45. North 710, though, still stop and go leaving Long Beach from Willow Street up to Imperial Highway. South LA, 110 northbound before Vernon Avenue, a 2-vehicle collision clearing off the right-hand shoulder. But heading to downtown, 110 northbound, your stop and go from Carson Street up to the 5 Golden State Freeway. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Urgent message, Eaton Fire home contamination. If you live within 45 miles of the Eaton Fire in Altadena, your home may have been exposed to asbestos and other hazardous fibers. Homeowners may qualify for compensation for fire-related contamination and property damage, potentially more than $100,000. There's no upfront cost for a free home testing consultation. Don't wait. Call 855-LA-FIRE-0 today to find out if you qualify. You can't always see contamination, but it could be there. 855-LA-FIRE-0. Call now.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
You bet I'm worth more.
You know what? You're right. And we want to pay more at Give Me the VIN because good cars are worth more. And so are you. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a brand new podcast. Heartbreak, hope, and a whole lot of what would you do? Stream now on the iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
It's the Marketer's Report. In this edition, Heather Sparks, head of content at Zenith, the Publicist media agency, discusses the inherently human power of radio hosts.
I actually think DJs were the original influencers. You invited them into your home. You invited them into your ear. You built a relationship with them. You understood and trusted the things that were interesting to them. And yes, now that's got a full flywheel and it's very video based. And there's a lot of different types of influence. And so thinking about the plethora of content, human created versus not human created, I think as humans, we're always looking to feel something. And so I think human connection is never going to go away.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to all the audiences, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. And all guaranteed human. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
When it comes to your business, great promotions should do more than just get your name out there. They should drive action. And that's exactly what you'll get when you partner with this year's iHeartRadio Music Festival. Imagine your business connecting with fans as you're associated with some of the world's biggest musical stars. It's a great opportunity for your business to grow awareness, engagement, and leads through ticket giveaways, sweepstakes, QR codes, and local media. Make your business part of the iHeartRadio Music Festival today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Lose the weight, feel incredible. Just call 1-800-WEST-MEDICAL.
This August, choose any 2 offers from American Vision Windows. Give them a call or visit the website today.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
Call 1-800-GO-AMCO today.
Thanks to you, we're helping teachers bring more opportunities, creativity, and learning into their classrooms every day. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, making a real difference for teachers and students. And we're not done yet. Keep listening as we get ready to recognize and reward some truly inspiring educators. Celebrate this year's incredible teachers and the difference they're making at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
We're putting the media back in social media. Follow us now everywhere at KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show. You know who we're going to talk to coming up after 5 o'clock is Heather MacDonald. We've had her on quite a few times over the years. She's with the Manhattan Institute and a contributing editor of City Journal. And she's going after the idiot Hugo-Soto Martinez, the LA City Council member, the DSA stooge, who got most of the rest of the council to bring mental patients and drug addicts back to parks all over Hollywood and Silver Lake and Echo Park. They had a 4118 ordinance to keep the drug addicts and the mental patients out of the parks in those districts. And Hugo-Soto Martinez says, no, I want them back. They're in his district. And most of the council, 10-3 vote, agreed. And the language he uses is, they are our neighbors. And that's what she takes issue with, among other things, because this is what the progressive lunatics do, is they completely corrupt the language and they get the media to go along with them. Talk about that. Heather's always entertaining to speak with. I'm going to return to something I mentioned at the end of the show yesterday, and apparently this organization is still getting our tax money, so maybe more people have to hear about this, and plus I have some new information. I told you about Dr. Corey Jackson, who received his master's in social work. I don't know what his doctorate is, but there's a lot of fake doctors running around. He's an assemblyman in Moreno Valley. I know we have listeners in Moreno Valley out in Riverside County. Pay attention to this. He has one of these phony baloney nonprofits, Center Against Racism and Trauma. And how do I know it's phony? Well, it's getting $6 million of our tax money appropriated from the general fund in the 26-27 California budget to expand anti-racism programming and trauma recovery resources. However, one journalist, Natalie Winters, has discovered that this organization has 0 employees and 0 volunteers. That's right. Zero. So what are they going to do with the $6 million if they have nobody in the office? Maybe they don't have an office. I don't know. So Corey Jackson steered $6 million of tax money, since he's an assemblyman, to his own nonprofit, which has no people working for it. $6 million. When you're an assemblyman, you can do this. And they're doing it out in the open because Katie Grimes at the California Globe found the floor report of the 26-27 budget. And this just passed in June. Natalie Winters, who's a White House correspondent, said California quietly boosted taxpayer funding for a nonprofit founded by a sitting assemblyman. The funding went from $250,000 to $6 million. That's a 2,300% increase. Its latest IRS return reports 0 employees, 0 volunteers, and only $57,000 in annual expenses. So what are they going to be doing with this $6 million? Because right now they're not spending much money. They didn't have much money, but they don't have employees and volunteers. And what is anti-racism programming? What is trauma recovery research? It's all these vague, goody-good phrases that nobody wants to contest. It's like, oh, you can't contest anti-racism program. Yes, you can. What the hell is that? Why does it cost $6 million? And what's the benefit of it? I think we've heard all the messages. There's more. Hold on. This alleged Dr. Corey Jackson, your representative in Moreno Valley, got named his own nonprofit the 2026 Nonprofit Organization of the Year for his assembly district and gave himself an award for it. He's standing with other people allegedly connected to this organization, although they don't have any employees. So I don't know who these people are, but one of them is wearing a mask indoors. Their website is destroyracism.org. Stuff's a racket. Center Against Racism and Trauma, we are CART, pushing humanity and dignity forward. Our mission is to eliminate racism in all its forms and provide healing for all. And they have $6 million of your money to do it. They have an ad. We're honored to share that CART has been recognized as a 2026 California Nonprofit of the Year. Well, the guy who founded the nonprofit created the award here. You see how this is done? Here's another ad they put out. They had some event. Feeling frustrated with the world right now? Do something about it. Join us for the 6th Annual Inland Empire Anti-Racist Summit. It's free because we scammed $6 million out of the taxpayers. Corey Jackson featured all kinds of DSA and communist figures such as Angela Davis, former terrorist, domestic terrorist. Longtime member of the Communist Party of USA. In fact, she served as its vice presidential candidate. If you're old enough to remember, Angela Davis was arrested. Just looking up her Wikipedia thing because that name might ring a bell. She was an assistant professor at UCLA, and they found guns belonging to Angela Davis used in an armed takeover of a courtroom in Marin County. 4 people were killed. She was prosecuted for 3 capital felonies, including conspiracy to commit murder, jailed for a year. Then she was acquitted of all charges, became a communist, and now she's a speaker for this nonprofit that has $6 million of her money. What does this have to, why is our tax money going for this? What the hell's going on? She's like 82 years old now. She getting paid to appear with our tax money to lecture people on communism. Is anybody going to stop this? What are you people in the Moreno Valley doing? Do you people read anymore? Do you pay attention to anything? How does those crap go on all the time? How's this possible? Heather MacDonald coming up. How is this possible? How did Hugo-Soto Martinez convince 3/4 of the city council to bring the mental patients and drug addicts back to parks all over Hollywood and Echo Park? It's a stunning reversal. You're actually now reversing the anti-homeless legislation. But before we get to that, next segment, I'll ask you, Deborah, if you had a bad allergy, would you take a poop pill to cure it?
You want me to answer now?
No. Okay. I'll explain it, and then you can decide. But just think about it. And I'm serious. It's a real poop pill. And then your allergy's gone. You can figure out how that would work. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Iconic country music superstar Dolly Parton has passed away. Thousands of SoCal Edison customers have been told they may lose their power because of the heat. We'll have more at the top of the hour, going to the 91 next.
Being hurt in an accident, that's like a punch in the gut that you never saw coming. And the attorneys at Sweet James know the agony, the disruption, and sometimes the devastation that people go through. And Sweet James has spent 25 years fighting for injured accident victims. They have the experience and the reputation and the care to help you make your comeback. And they've helped thousands of people just like you recover when an accident has changed their life. And they've won over $1 billion for their clients. They can't guarantee the outcome, but you want a law firm like Sweet James on your side when you need someone the most. The number is 800-9-million, 800-9-000-000. If you're hurt in a car, a truck, or a motorcycle accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James, and you pay nothing until they win. 800-9-million, 800-9-000-000, with an office in Los Angeles, sweetjames.com.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Hot again tomorrow. Highs ranging from the 80s to 113. This report brought to you by Albertsons and Vons. From your Toyota dealers traffic center, we make it easy. Stall on the 91 Anaheim Hills.
It's on the westbound side of the 91, right at the 241 toll road. A vehicle with a flat tire is clearing from the center divider area right near the fast track lanes. Up ahead in Buena Park on the west 91 before Knott Avenue. It's a 4-vehicle collision. All 4 vehicles over on the right-hand shoulder. West 91, your stop and go from the 55 to Lakewood Boulevard. Good news out of Seal Beach on the 405 northbound at Seal Beach Boulevard. A 2-vehicle crash cleared from the right-hand lane and off the freeway. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Infinity Bank. When it comes to banking, are all of your eggs in one basket? What happens when your card doesn't work and you have to look at the back of the card to find the 800 number? Who are you going to trust there? What happens when your wallet's stolen? Who's going to be the reliable source when you need money or new cards or assurances that your money is safe? Who are you going to trust? Well, you don't have to worry about that question with Infinity Bank. Call Victor Guerrero, the president, to set up a new account today. I did with him. Call 657-223-1000. 657-223-1000. And for a limited time only, don't miss out on one of the best rates in the U.S. with their money market savings account. Infinity Bank.
Enjoy extra savings with red-hot deals at Vons and Albertsons. This week, baby back pork ribs are $2.99 per pound with membership or applicable. Limit 3 racks. Plus, this week, get a 3-pound bag of mandarins for $3.99 with digital coupon on VonsOrAlbertsons.com.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Join me, your buddy Conway, and Travel Store
for a luxury Caribbean cruise in February of 2027 aboard Oceana Cruises. All you got to do is make a $200 deposit between now and August 31st. 800-777-6540, ConwayCruise.com.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
Gold has hit near record highs, and many Americans are discovering they can move part of their existing IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver without paying taxes or penalties. It's called a rollover, and Golden Crest Metals helps investors do it every day. No cash out, no complicated paperwork, no hassle. Golden Crest is a nationally recognized precious metals firm seen on Fox Business and CNBC with an A- BBB rating and 5-star reviews. Plus, right now, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857 now. That's 888-447-7857. Call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Seen signs of termite activity? Call today for a free termite inspection. Pacific Coast Termite proudly serves homeowners and businesses from San Diego to Santa Barbara. Call 800-PACIFIC. That's 800-PACIFIC. Or visit PacificCoastTermite.com. Some restrictions apply.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
The future of cornhole is here. From casual backyard games to professional ACL tournaments, the Cornhole app is your all-in-one hub for the game you love. Keep score, track stats, follow your favorite players, and manage leagues and tournaments with powerful event tools. Whether you're a brand new player or an ACL pro, the Cornhole app connects you to the entire Cornhole community. Download the Cornhole app today.
Silver is no longer just a commodity, it's a strategic resource. Global demand is hitting record highs while supply remains tight. Visit LearCapital.com for your free silver report. That's LearCapital.com. LearCapital.com.
Looking for a gift that'll melt their heart? Head to SmileTunes.com and create a custom song made just for your special someone. Every lyric tells your story. Every note comes from the heart. Visit SmileTunes.com and start your song today.
The countdown to the NFL season is on, and Fox Sports Radio is where you join the conversation with the Dan Patrick Show.
You got some interesting scenarios here.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
You have to strike when the iron is hot in the NFL.
And more. Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and listen now.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Are folks scrolling for salvation while looking home for truth? There's a brand new UCLA study revealing Gen Z is turning to TikTok and digital media to explore their faith and their spirituality. But when it comes to real spiritual guidance, they still trust their parents and local leaders over algorithms. So can digital culture and traditional faith coexist? We'll break down that data tomorrow on Monks and Merrill starting at noon on KFI.
Hello. All right, KFI.
Hello.
What, did the band quit?
You didn't pay them?
Monks and Merrill's look at it so long that the music ran out.
Oh, is that right? Well, tell them to shut up already. I don't know what to react to anymore. You know, I'm not really paying attention in here. I'm like, a zoo animal.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I react to audio cues. John Kobylt Show, KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app. Heather MacDonald's coming on from City Journal and the Manhattan Institute. She's got a lot to say about Hugo-Soto Martinez, that buffoon who convinced 3/4 of the city council to bring the mental patients, the vagrants, the drug addicts back to parks inside Hollywood and Echo Park in his district. This is great. Thanks, Hugo. Keep voting for him. All right, this is a story, and I'm sorry, apparently Deborah took offense because she had sent me this story and I forgot. It wasn't a sex story. When I get a sex story in my text, then I know it's you. They have, all right, here's the thing. You know people with nut allergies?
Yeah, my daughter actually has one.
Is it real, you think?
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is?
Yes, 100%. She was a baby. I'll never forget. She was allergic to nuts, and cashews was one of the big offenses. And I was eating cashews, and I kind of wiped off my hands. And I remember going in and putting her in her car seat, and she had hives all over her.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't remember anybody having nut allergies when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. My daughter, 100%.
And I thought,
fortunately, she just would break out in hives.
Well, the cure may be, you may want to tell her this, may come from the feces of people who don't have the allergy. At Boston's Children's Hospital, an actual doctor, Rima Ranchid, and her team found that if you make capsules containing good bacteria found in the poop of people without the nut allergies, you can feed the poop capsules to those with the nut allergies and it goes away.
Nope.
You're saying it does not go away?
I'm saying I'm not doing that.
If this would cure your daughter's nut allergy?
She can do it. I'm saying I have allergies. I'm not taking that.
You're going to not take the poop capsule?
No.
I've seen this. They even have now fecal transplants. Have you heard of those?
Yeah, you've talked about them. Yuck. No, thank you.
This is my thing. You do the sex stories.
Uh-huh.
I do the fecal stories.
I know.
Okay.
If it's a life-saving measure, I would maybe think about it, of course. But an allergy, not for me.
Your sex stories are just to appeal to the base nature in people. I'm giving out medical news.
Okay, Dr. Kobylt.
Ranchid and her team gave frozen poop capsules to 10 young adults with severe peanut allergies. One-time treatment, 36 pills over several hours, and 3 of them showed an increased tolerance for nuts. In the second round, 5 were given antibiotics and then the capsules, and 3 more showed an increased tolerance to peanuts. They're trying to come up with the right formula. But it looks like this is a real thing. An estimated 4.5 million adults in the United States have nut allergies. And if you would just eat other people's poop.
Are you going to do that?
They might.
Or would you do that?
If in a frozen capsule?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Really? You're going to eat are going to eat somebody else's poop.
Wouldn't taste any worse than a lot of the burgers I've had.
Oh, yuck. And God only knows what ailment you're going to get.
Well, I don't know. They freeze it. I mean, that should kill the bacteria.
I don't think so.
I had a hot dog the other night.
Ew.
I thought while I was eating it.
Oh God, hot dog. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, go on.
They don't process well.
So what are you saying?
Nothing. You're probably right not to eat them. All right. When we come back, I can never get rid of my inner 11-year-old.
I know. You are. You're really a 10-year-old, actually.
Oh, 10-year-old?
Yes.
I've been demoted a grade?
Yes, a year.
All right. Heather MacDonald coming on, and she's going to talk about Hugo-Soto Martinez, that dunce on the city council, DSA loon, and he got the city council, 3/4 of them, to repeal the ban on mental patients and the lunatics and the drug addicts who crap all over the parks and leave their needles all over the parks, and they die of fentanyl overdoses. Well, that's all back in Hollywood and Echo Park. Yay. Good work. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.
Music megastar has passed away. I'm Deborah Mark, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Iconic country music super legal action following the Supreme Court's decision to let President Trump implement key portions of his executive order on mail-in voting. It calls for new rules on state mail ballot designs and allows the Department of Homeland Security to compile a federal citizenship list and share it with states. It also lets the Attorney General prioritize prosecution of state officials who may issue ballots to ineligible voters. Governor Newsom and California's Attorney General call it an effort to disenfranchise voters. And Target has pulled a children's Halloween costume from shelves that was widely criticized as being racist. ABC's Sophie Flay says the company has also issued an apology.
Target now acknowledges the costume should have never been for sale, saying, "As a company, we got this wrong, and we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our Black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happened."
The costume appears to be of a circus clown that glows under black light. We're going to head over to the 101 next.
GiveMeTheVin.com. This summer, you can sell your car in a hot minute. You ought to try it. Enter your VIN number and get an offer fast. If GiveMeTheVin.com's offer cannot beat CarMax, they will pay you $100. GiveMeTheVin.com will get you your check on the spot, easy, fast, at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Southland weather from KFI, sunny and hot again tomorrow. Highs 90 to 103 Metro LA in the high desert. Windy again for the high desert. 103 to about 113 for the valleys in the IE. Windy again in the IE. Low to upper 80s for the beaches. Low to mid 90s inland OC. Right now 81 in Dana Point, 93 in Anaheim, 97 in Diamond Bar. It's 94 in Simi Valley. The KFI financial update. The Dow closed up 160. S&P 500 up 24 and NASDAQ up 171. Crash on the 101 in Sherman Oaks.
You'll find it on the westbound side of the 101 Ventura Freeway, approaching the 405. A two-vehicle collision is blocking the left lane. West 101 slow going from the North Hollywood Freeway split to Balboa Boulevard. Heading the other direction, 101 eastbound, that's not any better. That's jammed up right now from Las Virgenes Road to White Oak. And then you'll pick up speed for a brief time. And once you reach the 405, you're going to slow all the way to the North Hollywood Freeway split. 10 eastbound before Hoover Street, right near downtown. You have a two-vehicle collision clearing from the slow lane. East 10, very slow. It's bumper to bumper from Cloverfield to the East LA interchange. Not very far from the interchange on the East 60 past Lorena Street. It's a vehicle fire clearing off the right shoulder. And the East 60 is jammed tight from the East LA interchange to the 605. Another vehicle fire reported on the right shoulder on the West 118 just past the 5. On to Buena Park, 91 westbound before Knott Avenue. It's a four-vehicle crash clearing off the right-hand shoulder. Up ahead in Gardena on the 91 westbound just before the 110. Watch for tires in the carpool lane. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Thinking about upgrading your sleep? Now is the time to shop Sleep Number. Trusted by millions for nearly 40 years, Sleep Number offers superior comfort, personalized adjustability, temperature benefits, and value that is unmatched in the industry. And right now, during the Sleep Number Labor Day sale, all mattresses are on sale. Invest in your sleep and experience firsthand Sleep Number's personalized comfort. Stop by a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Avoiding shorts because of your varicose veins? Just call 1-800-WEST Medical.
Summer is winding down, but there is still time for one more home upgrade. This August, American Vision Windows lets you pick any two offers. Free install, free sound package, free upgrade to Sun Matrix. They pay your sales tax, or no interest and no payments for 18 months. You choose. Get your project done before fall with your choice of savings. Visit AmericanVisionWindows.com or call them at 888-686-8249, 888-686-8249. New customers only. Restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Offer ends August 31st.
If you run a business, you know how hard it is to get your customers' attention. Yet 85% of consumers say radio is the last thing they hear before shopping. Let iHeartRadio help you reach your next customer today at iHeartAdvertising.com.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. John Kobylt Show. How are you? Welcome. Glad you're here. Why are you here? Well, I shouldn't ask that. We're live on YouTube. We're live on X. Watch us. You can talk about us in the chat room. You can gossip about Deborah. You should have a little bit one day where I answer all the questions people have about you.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh, yeah. YouTube.com/@JohnKobyltShow if you want to subscribe or become a member. And we have a live stream coming on Thursday at 11 in the morning, live stream. So you be there. I'm going to be there. I don't want to sit there talking to nobody. All right, let's talk to Heather MacDonald now. Heather has been on with us quite a few times, and she is with the Manhattan Institute and a contributing editor of City Journal, cityjournal.org. She's written many articles and books, and in her latest piece in City Journal, she's taking on the blithering idiot, Hugo-Soto Martinez, not only a city council member, but a DSA member who actually convinced about 3/4 of the city council to repeal the ban on crazy people, drug addicts, mental patients, vagrants, the ban on them in parks in his district, in Hollywood and Echo Park. So let's get Heather MacDonald on. Heather, how are you?
Thanks for having me.
It is impossible to make any sustained progress against this nonsense. You know, we have an ordinance, 4118. Each council person could designate parks, schools, daycare centers where you cannot have homeless people living in front. And Hugo-Soto Martinez gets into office in his district and gets a repeal. What are people supposed to do?
This couldn't happen without a concerted campaign of deception and Orwellian misrepresentation of what the reality is. Soto Martinez, in making his case, called the homeless, and I use that phrase in scare quotes because what we're really talking about here is drug-addicted, mentally ill vagrants.
Yes.
Homelessness itself was an Orwellian renaming of a very different reality. But we'll just use it for shorthand. He called the homeless our neighbors. And, you know, to be neighborly, you have an open arm, you extend a welcome, you invite people in for some cookies or, housewarming parties. This is ridiculous. Here's what you do, with a neighbor. You ask them, oh, will you watch my house while I'm away on vacation? Make sure it's safe. Or, oh, will you watch my children while I go to the store? Now, maybe Soto Martinez is crazy enough that he would actually ask that of the drug-addicted vagrants on his street if he allows them. But most of us would say, are you kidding? These are not neighbors as traditionally understood. They are parasites on the hardworking labors of people that pay taxes and work to create a stable community. They disrupt that community. And yet, I guess there's enough people that buy the rebranding to think that this is okay. But I agree with you. One continues shaking one's head and wondering, when is there going to be some sort of sanity in urban policy that would understand that the primary responsibility of government officials like Soto Martinez is to protect the law abiding, to protect law and order, to allow cities to be what they should be, which is the vehicle for individuals to fulfill their greatest potential by working, by interacting with others safely.
You know who started bastardizing the language out here regarding the homeless was Eric Garcetti when he was mayor, because he used to call them our neighbors, our brothers and sisters. Yes, especially during COVID. And he was asking for tolerance because during the COVID lockdown, it was anything goes out in the streets. And that's when the encampments really flourished. And so he even made them into family members.
Wow. Well, so let him invite them for Thanksgiving. All of these people, this is a trite truism at this point. Conservatives love to point out these double standards, but of course nobody acts on their ideology. They impose it on other people. But it may be a truism or a hackneyed by now. It remains nevertheless the case. So one just wonders what's going on. The only kind of semi-rational explanation I can have for the fact that Los Angelinos and residents of other squalid cities allow this to keep happening is that they don't believe that the street vagrancy, that the street chaos, the street crime is a policy choice. It is a policy choice. But the so-called well-intentioned progressives, and I think a lot of them are simply motivated, frankly, by hatred of bourgeois norms, but we'll give them a moment of credit and say, they really do mean well. They see street vagrancy as a large systemic problem, an economic problem, the result of racism, inequities, exclusion, and it's something that is very hard for the government to solve, but it's a problem that exists independently of government, and we just haven't funded the solutions yet. That is not the case. It is a complete policy choice. We do not have to live this way. We could end this tomorrow if we had the will to enforce reasonable, compassionate laws against street camping.
Every time somebody does some kind of study or survey, and I think a couple of your colleagues over at Manhattan Institute did, Christopher Rufo and Kenneth Rupp, you interview the homeless people, and it turns out 60% to 70% are from out of the city and out of the state. They're not our neighbors. They're not our brothers and sisters. They just took a bus here because they heard nobody was going to tell them what to do, and they could live in the street and do drugs.
Well, I spent time researching Skid Row years ago, and I heard from those people living on the streets that people come from as far afield as Iowa because Skid Row has a national reputation as a place where you can party unmolested by the authorities. But the other big fact that you learn that I think is even more important if you talk to people, and even if you talk to a few honest caseworkers, is that shelter resistance is a reality. This is something that people like Soto Martinez and his allies in the advocacy activist industry would deny. But the vagrants have been offered shelter, services, housing numerous times, and they turn it down for the same reason that they're migrating from Iowa to come to Skid Row, which is that they'd rather be able to use drugs on the street unmolested.
You are absolutely right. Do you have time for one more segment?
Sure, love to.
Because I had a conversation. You familiar with the Santa Ana mayor?
Excuse me, with who?
The Santa Ana mayor, Valerie Amezcua?
No, I'm not.
I got to tell you this. I had her on the show earlier. She has the exact opposite policy. And when I talked with her, she addressed this idea of service-resistant homeless. And it's a very real thing. I'll tell you all about it when we come back. Deborah Mark is live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Country music legend Dolly Parton has died. California Attorney General Bonta says he will discuss the Paramount-Warner Brothers merger when the games are through. We will have more at the bottom of the hour. We're going to head over to the 55 next.
Infinity Bank. Most banks give you a call center. Infinity Bank gives you the president, Victor Guerrero. You speak directly with him. Call 657-223-1000. Open an account. Infinity Bank. Infinity.bank.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo, the only business software you need. Hot again tomorrow. Highs ranging from the 80s to 113. This report brought to you by iHeartAdvertising.com. From your Toyota dealer's traffic center, we make it easy. Stall on the 55 in Santa Ana.
If you're coming back from Orange County's beach cities on the North 55 at MacArthur Boulevard, it's a stalled big rig. You can't miss it. It's blocking the right-hand lanes. And the 55 northbound, continuous delays from the 73 Corona Del Mar freeway up to the 91. Sherman Oaks, some good news. West 101 before the 405. It's a two-vehicle crash, or it was anyway. It cleared from the left-hand lane and off the freeway, but the West 101, you're slow from the North Hollywood freeway split to Balboa Boulevard in Encino. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
It's complicated. These days, that's how people even describe their relationship status. When it comes to the latest complexities in your car, it's gotten really complicated. The experts at AAMCO undergo the most rigorous training to stay on top of the latest car technologies, so there's nothing we can't fix. Well, except for that complicated relationship. When it comes to that, you're on your own. AA, MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
AMCO, with over 40 centers serving Southern California.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. Learn how podcasting can help your business at iHeartAdvertising.com.
This report is sponsored by Albertsons and Vons. Enjoy extra savings with red hot deals at Vons and Albertsons. This week, baby back pork ribs are $2.99 per pound with membership or applicable. Limit 3 racks. Plus, this week, get a 3-pound bag of mandarins for $3.99 with digital coupon on Vons or Albertsons.com.
Back pain can affect everything you do, your work, your sleep, even just enjoying life. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, back pain should not define your future. Their world-class spine team leads the way with non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive spine procedures. They deal with herniated discs, spinal stenosis, chronic pain that hasn't responded to therapy. They treat the most complicated spine issues and accept most PPO and Medicare insurance plans. So get back to moving freely, playing sports again, sleeping well, enjoying time with family and friends without that agony of chronic back pain. Call 800-919-2000, 800-919-2000. Visit HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. That's H-O-A-G, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Proudly physician-owned, locations throughout Southern California. 800-919-2000, HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Gold and silver recently hit record highs, then pulled back. So are metals still a good buy? Many experts say yes. Gold remains a long-standing hedge for wealth protection. Visit LearCapital.com for your free gold kit. That's LearCapital.com. LearCapital.com.
Business owners, stop letting the big brands take all the attention online. SearchLocal.com gives local businesses one place to be found, promote offers, post jobs, show services, share menus, and reach nearby customers. Free popular platforms for locals and influencer accounts too. Your business is probably already listed on Search Local, so check today and claim it before your competition does theirs. Go to searchlocal.com and use promo word local for 1 month free and a 50% discount. That's searchlocal.com. Month free and a 50% discount. That's searchlocal.com.
Urgent message. Eaton Fire home contamination. If you live within 45 miles of the Eaton Fire in Altadena, your home may have been exposed to asbestos and other hazardous fibers. Homeowners may qualify for compensation for fire-related contamination and property damage, potentially more than $100,000. There's no upfront cost for a free home testing consultation. Don't wait. Call 855-LA-FIRE-0 today to find out if you qualify. You can't always see contamination, but it could be there. 855-LA-FIRE-0. Call now.
The countdown to the new NFL season is on.
And now all 32 in-market local teams can be heard on the free iHeartRadio app.
He's in! That's a jet touchdown! Just open the app and search your favorite team.
Plus, Fox Sports Radio breaks it all down.
As we get closer to week 1.
It's crazy and it's fun.
Join the conversation and stay locked in. Live local games with you all season long.
Download the iHeartRadio app.
Search NFL and press play.
KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up on the next Gary and Shannon show.
Don't lose all hope for the next generation. It turns out they are turning into community.
The Gary and Shannon show starts tomorrow morning at 9.
KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. The John Kobylt Show, and we're on 3 to 6. After 6, John Kobylt Show on Demand. That is the podcast. And you listen to what you missed. And if you were going to pick 1/2 hour to listen to tonight, hour number 1 of the show from 3:30 to 4. Okay. We talked with Valerie Amezcua, the mayor of Santa Ana, about her policy where she goes around the sidewalks and they come across the vagrants and she says, you can't stay here. Actually, she has her police department do this, obviously, too. But she joins them. Police Department of Santa Ana, Orange, Tustin, CHP. And they go and they say, we'll give you choices. And let me get Heather MacDonald in on this from City Journal. So, Heather, this is what Valerie Amezcua does in Santa Ana. So the police go around and they tell a vagrant, We will give you mental health treatment. We will give you drug treatment. We'll give you shelter, or we'll get you a ticket and you can reunite with your family. If you reject all of that, then you're going to jail. And they get arrested. And she really has them arrested. The police bring them to jail. She says about 60% resist. They say, no, we want to live outdoors. We want to do the drugs. And we like this. And she goes, no. And then they would get released, obviously, after a short time in jail. And then they go arrest them again and again and again. She goes, you're doing enough. They get the message. It works.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Of course it works. Trump has tried to incentivize that sort of program, such as homeless courts that do, use the threat of jail because you're breaking a law by public camping in order to get people into treatment. And if they stay in treatment, off the streets, out of trouble for a year, they get the sentence, the possible, conviction erased from their record. This makes perfect sense, and the National Coalition for the Homeless, the advocates, call this the most cruel idea they've ever heard of. So they use their hyperbolic, hysterical rhetoric to mask the fact that they simply are committed to keeping people on the streets against the best interests of the people themselves. If you want to simply play the compassion card and beat the advocates at their own game, it is perfectly apparent that it is not compassionate to allow somebody who is mentally ill to decompensate in his own feces, absolutely destroying any human dignity that they may have left. And it's also physically dangerous for them. The typhoid, the other diseases that are out there, the possibility of getting stabbed in your tent, the fires that are breaking out 46 times a day in encampments in Los Angeles. This is all very dangerous. It is not compassionate. And yet, because the homeless advocacy industry depends on this captive population, captive to their own delusions, their own psychoses, their own drug addictions, in order to keep their federal and local funding stream going, they're just determined to keep them there.
So there's no good intentions at all. This is just pure corruption. They have a huge revenue stream, and they're milking it. And the only way to keep it running forever is never to help the homeless get off their addictions. Never.
Absolutely. And, in New York City, the advocates are always complaining, oh, well, you can't require people to go to the shelters because the shelters are violent. Well, you know why they're violent? Because of the homeless people. So, they're not inherently, a shelter's not inherently violent. It's like, oh, the walls are violent. The ceiling is violent. No, it's because these people, especially mentally ill chemical abusers, the rate of violence goes way, way up, but it's okay to keep them on the streets where they can attack your child going to school, or they can push you into a subway or push you before a bus. That's okay, but they shouldn't be violent against each other.
Yeah, and
I would say, I agree with you, John, that there's the huge financial self-interest in this, but as I alluded to earlier, I also think this is driven by a sense that a normally functioning society where people can walk the streets without fear and just act normally, act in a way that is self-disciplined. I think that the left hates that. They think it is too conservative, it is too traditional, it is too 1950s, and they celebrate anarchy, they celebrate revolution and disorder.
I agree with you. I think they're truly fanatical, and they revel in slowly destroying our civility, our peace, our way of life. And that's a very important goal to the whole DSA crowd. That's what they want to do. And they're making a lot of money at it at the same time. So my question, which I feel like I'm talking about endlessly in circles, why do the voters here put up with this and vote for these people? Because I can't find a person in my life who's ever wanted something like this atmosphere of endless chaos, of drug addicts and filth and people in the streets screaming and running naked. I've never met anybody who says, wow, that's my idea of paradise.
No, but it's because they don't see this as government's fault. They see it as something that is bigger than government can handle, and they blame Republicans for not giving even more billions and trillions of dollars to the homeless industry, and so they don't hold the politicians responsible for it. So, the Nidhi Raman could go say, we need more people on the streets, but we need more money. It's just, you have to build more affordable housing. You have to build more housing first housing. That's the problem. It has never worked that way. We have built a heck of a lot of subsidized housing, private apartments, your own bathroom, your own kitchen. It has not made a damn bit of difference, but some portion of the voters are sincerely believe that this is just, it would be unfair to blame Bass for this. It would be unfair to blame previous mayors for this because they didn't make inequality. Now, and then there's a certain amount of voters, obviously, who are in the DSA camp and are just celebrating the destruction of civilization.
It's always great talking with you, Heather. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Heather MacDonald from City Journal and Manhattan Institute. And you should read her piece about Hugo-Soto Martinez. No, street vagrants are not our neighbors. And there's so much more to this. What she said, there's almost 17,000 fires that the homeless start each year now. I got to take a break. We'll do more. Coming up, Deborah Mark live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom. big chemical spill? Wasn't there a railway accident? And there was like toxic gases pouring into the air?
Yeah, Fetterman was all over it.
Oh, John Fetterman, yeah. Yeah, and it was it went on, and the government couldn't figure out how to clean it up. And I guess it caused permanent damage to a lot of people. Yeah, February 2023, a Norfolk Southern freight train derailed, and they tried a controlled burn of hazardous chemicals. And because 5 rail cars overturned, and it shot huge plumes of dark smoke over the town. Everybody had to evacuate. It's all kinds of toxic fumes. Well, Jed York somehow ended up in East Palestine. And the story is there is a Mahoning Valley human trafficking task force. And, you know, this is a little sketchy on the part of the authorities here, because they're not arresting women and men who are doing business with each other. They're setting up the men with fake ads. No, I don't think that's foul play. They're creating crimes here because there is no prostitute. You know, it's a decoy, sting operation. Well, anyway, Jed York is going through the ads online and calls the number, and he was told he would be charged $160. And for an additional $20, he could do it unprotected. Oh, God. It's like, hey, pay us an extra $20 and we'll give you a disease.
I was going to say, what? That makes zero sense.
If you want to catch something, I'll be 20 extra bucks. So he messaged the female, and again, it was somebody in the police department. And Jed York said his name was Joe, and he would like to visit. And then he checked in again, wanting to know, is the woman available? And the undercover agent did not answer right away. And he reached out again on a Sunday morning at 9:11 a.m. This man should be in church. He should be attending religious services. And instead, he's making his third crack at trying to hire this woman.
He's horny.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there are ways to deal with that. He said he was coming in from Boardman, Ohio, 25 minutes away. And he wanted the woman to shoot him in a dress. And that's when he found out what the price was going to be. So they said, okay, it's $160, $20 more if you take off the condom. He goes to an East Palestine trailer park with a fictitious lot number. As soon as he showed up, he was stopped by marked police cars and arrested at 9:35. Blew up his whole life in 24 minutes. He had the money on him, $160 in cash, and they looked at his phone. It was the one they used to arrange the meeting because it still had the text message. He was driving an Avis rental car at the time he was arrested. And this sting operation has been going on for a long time. There is a particular officer, Dan Hodder, with the East Palestine Police Department, the Mahoning Valley Trafficking Task Force. And then you just post an ad for sex, negotiate the price, arrange to meet in East Palestine, and the guys show up. And the locals are really pissed off because they already have a lot of bad publicity from the train wreck and the toxic fumes. One resident, Tammy Seaman, that's not her. That's not her name. It's Semon. How would you pronounce that?
Spell it again.
Semon.
Simone.
Simon.
Simone. Let's pretend she's French. Simone. She says that's putting us on the map, and that's putting our lives and our children's lives and our elderly in danger because it's getting all these riffraff guys coming to town. That's another thing. This trailer park is being overrun with unwanted visitors that the police are luring in, and all these guys want a prostitute. She said it's a dead end, and if they come here, and God forbid the police don't catch them right away, where are they going to go? What are they going to do? Another local said, we don't deserve this. This is a beautiful park. Now we're labeled as running a prostitution and drug ring out of this trailer park. Michelle is the manager at the trailer park, said this is going to add a stigma. We were starting to get rid of this stigma of being a trailer park because in the past it was bad. They cleaned it up and now they have this. And in the middle of this is Jed York, worth $8.5 billion, and he runs the 49ers. That's just an amazing story. We got to take a break. Oh, the tickets? We should do the tickets now? Okay. Another NFL story here. We got 2 tickets to the Chargers-Rams game. At least it wasn't a 49ers game.
That was last week.
We have 2 tickets to the Chargers-Rams game. And you just be the 6th caller at 800-520-1KFI, 800-520-1KFI, and you get the 2 tickets. And when's the game?
It is Thursday.
5
o'clock.
Thursday at 5 o'clock?
No, sorry, 7 o'clock. Sorry.
Thursday at 7 o'clock. Right. We're not preempted.
No.
Conway takes the hit. Okay. Thursday at 7. 2 tickets. Chargers, Rams. Deborah Mark, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Here is the latest. Dolly Parton's reps say the country music star died of cancer. Sailors on the USS Abraham Lincoln are returning to port after more than 250 days at sea. We'll have more at the top of the hour. We're going to the 110 next.
All right. Incogni. Did you hear this? Play it again. Yes, it's silence. That's my phone. No spam calls, no spam texts. It's silence. Your phone probably makes a lot of noise because data brokers are selling your personal information like it's on clearance. Your phone number, home address, email, family members, political affiliations, even where you bank. These scammers are blowing up your phone, not because they're lucky. They bought your information, and they'll keep buying it and selling it over and over until you make it stop. I made it stop with the help of Incogni. Incogni, Incogni. They automatically remove your personal information from hundreds of data brokers and people search sites. Incogni sends the legal removal requests, and they follow up and keep monitoring so your information stays off those lists. And if the scammers can't find you, they can't target you. You can get 60% off right now at incogni.com/KFI. That's incogni.com/KFI.
Southline weather from KFI. Hot again tomorrow. Highs 80s to 113. This report brought to you by Albertsons and Vons. From your Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. Crash on the 110 in downtown L.A.
Right near the 4 level, northbound side of the 110, past the 101 Hollywood Freeway. It's a solo crash taking up one of the middle lanes. North 110, your stop and go from the 405 all the way up to the 5 in Elysian Park. 105 eastbound before Vermont Avenue, a 3-vehicle accident clearing from the right-hand lane. East 105 coming back from the airport, very slow from Aviation Boulevard to the 605. West 105 before Prairie Avenue, watch for metal debris in the middle lanes. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Mike Morris.
Infinity Bank. Most banks give you a call center. Infinity Bank gives you the president, Victor Guerrero. Speak to him directly. Open an account. I did with him. Call 657-223-1000 or visit infinity.bank.
Enjoy extra savings with red-hot deals at Vons and Albertsons. This week, baby back pork ribs are $2.99 per pound with membership where applicable. Limit 3 racks. Plus, this week, get a 3-pound bag of mandarins for $3.99 with digital coupon on VonsOrAlbertsons.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Help your kid excel in math and love it at brilliant.org.
After a major accident, one question comes to mind. What happens next? That's where Wilshire Law Firm comes in. With over 100 attorneys, we've helped recover more than $3 billion for our clients. Let the firm that's been recognized as #1 in personal injury settlements fight for the compensation you deserve. That's what happens next. For a free consultation 24/7, call Wilshire Law Firm, 1-800-ABCDEFG. Wilshire Law Firm won more top 100 personal injury settlements in 2024 than any other law firm in California, as reported by TopVerdict.com. Wilshire Law Firm is in LA.
Therapy Thursday with Ellen K is a new iHeart podcast. Real-life drama with real-life consequences and advice that might just save the day. Hear it now on the iHeart Radio app and wherever you get your podcasts.
For Bud, the harmonica is a family affair. Now Bud's living with prostate cancer. He still knows how to groove, and he also knows once daily Xtandi. Xtandi treats metastatic prostate cancer that responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi is proven to help these men live longer. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. What a riff, Bud. Ask your doctor about Xtandi.
You've thought about moving some of your IRA into gold. Most people have. Here's what stops them. They think it's complicated. It's not. Golden Crest Metals moves existing IRA and 401k money into physical gold and silver every day, tax and penalty free. Featured on Fox Business and CNBC. Plus, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857. That's 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Looking for a gift that'll melt their heart? Head to smiletunes.com and create a custom song made just for your special someone. Every lyric tells your story. Every note comes from the heart. Visit smiletunes.com and start your song today.
In this edition of the Marketers Report, Chris Epple, head of marketing for the Americas, Harman JBL, weighs in on the importance of audio.
It's been amazing over the last couple of years to see what's happened with audio. We've doubled our investment in the last 2 years in the audio space. We find it to be highly critical to our business.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia connects marketers to the audiences, live conversations, and trusted influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartAdvertising.com.
Start your day with a little stimulation. Wake up call with Amy King. Live 5 to 6 a.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
KFI, AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Hey, it's Conway Show. I know. It's hotter than hell out there. Well, today after 6, I'm going to tell you why this heat wave feels so miserable. There's a key to this heat wave that we don't often see. Today after 6, I'll tell you what that is. And hopefully we can shut this down.
KFI, AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. We are going to be finishing up in a few minutes. Conway's coming in here. Michael Crozier is going to be doing the news. You can follow us at John Kobylt Radio, and about, probably less than 20 minutes, we'll have the podcast for you, John Kobylt Show on demand. And most of you probably missed most of the show if you're tuning in right now, right? Self-evident. So I want to point out, because I can't give this woman enough attention, I want you very much to listen to the 3 o'clock hour. And it's just the second half. That's all you have time for. Just give me that. The 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Those 2 segments. Hour number 1 of the podcast, we interviewed Santa Ana Mayor Valerie Amezcua. Now, we've talked about her several times in the last week or two, and good reason. She put out a video showing that she and her police department in Santa Ana, all right, very democratic city, very Latino immigrant city. And they have decided they are not going to put up with the mental patients and the drug addicts on the sidewalks. We had Heather MacDonald on from Manhattan Institute, and she felt the same way. And she wrote a piece on this today that, enough with the word homelessness, all right? I try not to use it It is a shorthand so everybody understands, but it is a cover for drug addiction and mental illness. And it makes people think it's like, well, if we just build them all houses, which is impossible and will never happen. And so the first, if you're going to persuade people, and there's a lot of persuasion that has to happen, a lot here in this bizarre state, this bizarre city, you got to start speaking plain English again. I never heard the word or the concept of homelessness when I was a kid. If you go to work, you'll be able to afford shelter. It's not that hard. Hundreds of millions of people are living under roofs right now. A very, very tiny percentage are not. Why is this? Almost entirely drug addiction and mental illness. There is a tiny sliver of people who may briefly experience homelessness because they suffered some financial setback. But there are so many programs. And usually relatives and friends will take care of you. I mean, you have to really be a reprehensible person if you can't find somebody's spare room or couch to sleep on for a few weeks until you get a new job. All right, so I just reject it. I've toured Skid Row. I've toured the Santa Ana riverbed. Ken and I both did that years ago. I've seen 10 years of this crap. Okay, drug addicts, mental patients, drug addicts. That is the beginning and end of it. And so. Homeless word, gone. No longer going to use it. Going back to Valerie Amezcua, it's like she's laid down the law and she's offering, now, look at all the compassionate things she's doing. Offers mental health treatment, offers drug treatment, offers shelter, you get a bed, offers to reunite you with your family. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can have one, you can have all. You don't do it, you get arrested, you go to jail. And they're doing it. They're actually arresting them. And she says, 60, 70% first time around? No, I like it out here. I get to do my drugs out here. Who are you to tell me I can't do my drugs in public? Well, Valerie said, I'm telling you. Now, she is getting absolutely blasted by these activists. Death threats. Death threats. These are what activists are about. They're not good people. They are not good people. They are very bad people. They call them death threats. They go to public meetings. She said she sat for 5 hours public comment meetings. And people call her every name in the book. They make fun of her looks. They make fun of her, the way she walks, her body, everything. And she just says, powerful word, no. And I was really enjoyed talking with her. And this has got to catch on because she's right. She's the opposite of Karen Bass, the opposite of Nithya Raman, and her way works because it's the old way. It's what was always done. And I cannot have discussions that go outside these parameters anymore. This is the parameter. We spent billions of dollars. Here's your drug addiction treatment. Here's your mental health treatment. Here's your shelter bed. Here's your bus ticket to go see your family. If you're 0 for 4 on that, then you go to jail. And she said there is a revolving door. They pick up the same people over and over for jail. But you know what? She says eventually, maybe it takes 2 or 3 or 4 times, they realize, all right, I'm not doing this. I mean, maybe they get out of town and they go off into the desert in Arizona somewhere. It doesn't matter. We don't have to solve their problems. We can offer to help them. But if they don't want to play along, we have no moral obligation, no legal obligation to solve everybody's problems. And if most of them are from out of the city and from out of the state, there's some family in Iowa's problem. A lot of them are white kids, white guys from red states. It's like, I don't care who they are. No, not here. Get out. Get out. That is the way to go. That is the future. That's the way forward. You listen to that interview we had. Hour number 1 of the podcast. I mean, I don't often spend this much time promoting something, from 2 hours ago, but you really want to hear this because you realize that she talks plainly, easily, no jargon, no avoidance, no nonsense. So this has to catch on. We can't do Bass and ramen for the rest of our lives. We got to go Valerie Amezcua. That's the future. All right. Done here. Michael Crozier has the news, and then Conway's in live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
KFI.